and welcome to the Rig Rundown, episode 9. A very special episode today. We're joined by now, I guess, from one band, but 3 different bands. We've got Chelsea from Gush, Anja from Anja, and Hayley from Alpha Sista. So thank you all very much for coming in and joining us. How are you all doing?
Okay.
Good.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, no, this is cool. This is actually, it's a new thing for us, having so many different people in. So
Yeah.
thank you all for coming in, and it's really cool to see you all.
Super excited.
Yeah.
Super
Brilliant.
excited.
Yeah, it's actually, hopefully we'll get it out in time for this, but it's International Women's Day as well on 8th of March. And we thought that would be a fun tie-in to have an all-female lineup.
Absolutely.
That's brilliant. You guys, all 3 of your bands are doing very, very well at the minute. All, doing different things. Hayley, you recently supported Jerry Curry.
Yeah. That was crazy. It was
That's
crazy.
cool. Brilliant.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
We did 2 shows with her.
All right.
That's
brilliant. And then Anja, we were talking about, you had a song picked up for television for the BBC Three show.
Yeah, that's it. BBC played Anja. Can you believe that?
Which is cool.
I still don't.
And of course, Chelsea, I didn't know this until earlier. You're actually organising this festival at the end of June. Do you want to tell us about that?
The Girls with Guts Fest, yeah.
That's
so
class.
It's happening in the OES Centre on the 28th of June. I've got an all-female fronted lineup of 10 bands.
Brilliant.
Which is crazy. To the best of my knowledge, it is going to be like the biggest, women-focused rock event in Northern Ireland ever in history.
I love that.
I've seen events before. There was one called Frock, female-fronted rock, and there's usually 4 or 5 bands, like an all-day. But how many have you got?
10.
10.
Yeah.
So it was like a full festival.
If I could have had more, I would have had more. But obviously, there's only so many hours in a day.
So maybe you got to look at 2 days then. Brilliant.
That's so good. We need stuff like that.
That's cool. Brilliant. And then, so what else is going on with Gush? You guys just had a new single out called Like That. It was out on the 20th of February. You have a video and all for it?
Yes, video on YouTube. It came out the other week. It's going well. I think we're really excited with just how it turned out. She sounds big and beefy, just how I like
Excellent.
it. So,
Beefy.
Brilliant. Then Anja, you had your song When You're the Worst, You're the Best.
Exactly.
That was out on 14th February, Valentine's Day. Yes. And it's out on everywhere, Spotify and everything.
All the platforms.
Brilliant. So everyone should be checking that out. And then Hayley, you have a big show coming up in May. Is it May?
Yes, we are playing Bel Air
That's class.
in Mandela Hall with like a bunch of other bands. We're playing on the 25th of May. And FM is like the headliner of that night.
That day.
And we played with
a 3-day one, isn't it?
Yeah. And we played with FM back in May. So
That's fantastic.
kind of like familiar territory again.
This is the first time they're doing that event, isn't it?
Yeah.
'Cause, when I was in Delusional Science, we went and did this one called Hard Rock Hell. It was like a 3-day
Yes.
thing. And we were always going, there's nothing like that over here. And now it looks like actually we're getting something somewhere. So
Buttload of bands over that weekend. It's going to be so good.
you would advise, getting a wee hotel nearby, making a 3-day weekend of it. Like
100%. I mean, it's only Mandela Hall. Like realistically for me, that's not very far from where I live. So I can just dander up to the gig, dander home again. If I decide to go home after a great night, who knows?
Brilliant. Well, again, guys, thank you all so much for coming on. On this show, what we do is it's the Rig Rundown. We do like a rundown of everyone's sort of personal history from like what got you into music, how you got to where you are now, and what's coming next. So there's a load of like standard questions, and we'll just run through them just for fun, anyway, and see what's everyone's going. So the first sort of where we start with is asking, what was like the first artist or band that would have got you interested in music and made you want to pick up your guitar or start singing. Let's run down you in order you're sitting in. Just Chelsea, like what about yourself?
What got me into music? My family was always very musical. My dad always had music in the car, when we were in the car and in the house, and grew up with that. And my grandparents were very musical, and I think from a very young age I was into it. But what kind of made me fall in love with music? This sounds so weird, but do you know that game Guitar Hero?
Oh, I
love
Literally,
her.
I feel like if it wasn't for Guitar Hero, I wouldn't
Yeah.
do what I do. When that game came out, like I had never my knowledge of it came out. I was very young. I was like 7 when it came out, and my obviously my musical knowledge was very limited at that time, and it just opened my mind to like all of these amazing bands.
No,
You should
that's
check
so
out the-
relatable.
When I was younger, it was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Yes, that too.
Who got
you
everyone
should
into
do
the
that
music.
too.
Yeah.
That I've heard that from a few people actually.
Mhm.
So that game really just opened my mind and exposed me to a lot of the greats of like rock music.
Brilliant.
And
What Guitar Hero did you play?
Guitar
all
Hero
of them?
2.
Two?
Yeah, that was
Was Avenged Sevenfold on that one?
Um,
Decent about it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like Afterlife.
Was-
so there's loads of
Brilliant.
great stuff.
I
like
had
that.
Guitar Hero Metallica, which was just all Metallica, and I had for the Xbox 360 and this like wireless singing microphone. And I used just to go home every day before anyone else got home, whack it on, surround sound system, microphone, singing Metallica, jumping around the house. It was the best crap.
Putting it out of you.
Yeah, I always preferred it. Yeah, singing it.
I was very young when that came out, and it kind of, as I said, it exposed me to all that. And then when I got older and started developing my own taste, maybe around like 13, 14, it was just like, there was nothing in particular that made me find what I liked. Probably this sounds silly again, but like I remember when I was about 14, Tumblr was really big.
Oh, wow, yes.
And I found a lot of new music and new bands through that as well.
Oh,
which was
brilliant.
cool. Yeah.
Back in the day, it was MySpace. That's what I used to log into. Yeah, that's I don't have that anymore. Brilliant. That's cool. So Guitar Hero, that's what was your early influence.
Absolutely. And my dad always played music in the car. He liked like the Eagles. I grew up on the
Oh,
Eagles.
yes.
But also like AC/DC and like dad, dad
Yes,
rock.
Dad
Brilliant.
Rock.
Dad
I love
rock. Yeah,
it. We
that's
love
where it
it.
started.
You know what's amazing? Dad rock now is like Papa Roach and Linkin Park.
So what we call Dad Rock is actually Granda Rock.
Yeah.
The rock then.
Old
Brilliant.
Man Rock.
That's class. Well, here, brilliant. Good to know. It's good to see that, you can get inspiration from anywhere. A lot of people, with Jude from Acid John, he was saying he got up from watching Elvis on the TV.
I was also a big Elvis fan back in the day. Yeah.
Guitar Hero.
Uh-huh.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And what about you? What was the first thing that made you decide you wanted to pick up the guitar and start music properly?
Oh yeah, so the first bands I was really into, first rock bands. I also have to give some credit to my dad for having really good CDs at home. And
Brilliant.
I have a very vivid memory when I was pretty young, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers "Can't Stop Addicted to the Shindig" was on TV.
Nice.
That music video, me and my dad, me as a little kid on the sofa, and I looked at him and said, "They are really cool." He's like, "Aren't they cool?" I was like, "Yes, they're really cool."
What's the
So-
video for that? Is that the Kaleidoscope one? No.
That's where I don't know, they jump in and out of trash cans.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Brilliant. The video was always really
Like,
good fun.
Just coming in and out. And I was like, well, these long haired dudes are pretty cool. And so that shaped me. That was definitely a moment. I had a moment then. But yeah, my dad's CD collection, the standout band for me that I discovered was definitely Nirvana.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
And they made me think, holy shit, I want to be a rock star.
Yeah.
I want to
Oh,
be just like them.
Yeah, they are. They're awesome. Brilliant. Hayley, what about you?
I was going to say, I really love that moment whenever you're like, yes, I want to be a rock star.
Yeah.
You just see, you remember it so well.
Just clicked in. It's like, that's what I'm doing.
Like,
Mhm.
I always grew up, like, everything that my mum listened to just kind of got put onto me. So, like, it was a mix between Cyndi Lauper and then AC/DC, because her brother listened to that a lot,
Mhm.
and Black Sabbath and stuff like that. And then whenever Lady Gaga came out, that was it. That was my person. I was like, I want to be that. I want to be that. Because
Mhm.
she's just like, she came out really pop, but she was like, I don't know, she's hardcore as fuck.
Quite edgy
Like,
for
she
someone
was
who's pop.
badass, and like
It's
she's
a punk attitude.
100%. And she grew up on the lower, like, I know obviously she had like her family and stuff, and she was well looked after as a kid, and then
Mhm.
she moved to the Lower East Side of New York, and she was like in the clubs underground doing music, spraying hairspray with lighters, lighting the place on fire, like fucking rolling around in disco bras and glitter.
Brilliant.
And I was like, this is what I want to do, because it's punk as fuck, but it's still everything that I love as well. But then that introduced me into more rock music as well. Like I ended
Yeah.
up like listening to the things that she would talk about, and then I grew up more, and like I remember like the first time I heard Bring Me the Horizon,
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what is this? Where was this hidden?
Brilliant.
And I think I was like 12, and I was like, yes, this is great. And then it just kind of kept on going from there. Motley Crue,
Everything.
everybody.
You actually, you're going to begin a Lady Gaga tribute. You just announced?
Yeah. So I just kind of like,
Awesome.
I've been toying with the idea for a while, and then I just kind of teased on my Instagram story. I was like, would anybody be interested if I decided to do a Gaga tribute act? And I got a really good response from it, and I was like, okay. So I'm actually going to do this. By the way, yes, it's official. I am going to do a Lady Gaga tribute act. And me and CJ had been talking about it, and she sent me a couple of name ideas. So these are actually going to be the first ones to hear the official like tribute act name. And it's good. It was going to be Hayley Gaga, which is great.
Brilliant.
But CJ said Gaga Cadabra.
Oh, yes.
That's exactly what I said.
That's very, that could be anybody.
So,
you see
it's so relevant because she's just released Cadabra, and I'm like, Gaga Cadabra, it's perfect. So, but I'm just Gaga in the brain. Like, I have the same tattoo as her.
You can name the tour Hayley Gaga.
I love her. I was 16. I got a tattoo of a lightning bolt on my ribs. That was the very first thing I got. And that was all her.
Brilliant.
I just love her. She's great. She's killing me right now.
That's cool. I was going to ask then, do you remember your first instruments that you would have owned? Chelsea, do you play guitar in your band?
I played a lot of things, and somehow end up playing guitar.
Yeah.
I played a few things that I was kind of embarrassing. When I was 4, I played the accordion.
Oh my God.
When I was 4, and then in primary school, when I was 7 or 8, our school had a brass band, and you could audition for it. And I was just like, oh, anything to play, anything. I went for it, and I played the. It's called the cornet, but it's like a trumpet, but like tiny. So I played that for a while, and then when I started secondary school, my school had like music tutors that would come in and take lessons, like one-to-one lessons, and I started taking drum lessons weekly, and that was my instrument. Like drums were my thing for a long time.
Cool.
And then when I was like 14, I think I picked up the guitar for the first time. I don't really know why. I think there was one sitting in my room for years that my dad had got for Christmas in the hope that I would learn it, and it just kind of sat there like an ornament and collected dust. And then one day I just was bored and thought, oh, I'll give this a go. Tried to learn tabs, learnt them upside down for the first like 6 months because I didn't know what I was doing. And then I just sort of started trying to sing and write songs, and then I kind of ignored the drums. They fell into the background, and then I just really loved the whole singing and playing guitar and making music with yourself.
What was the guitar? Can you remember what it was?
It was some 3/4, this wee tiny like acoustic thing. I literally think it came from like Argos or maybe Gear for Music. I don't know, but
brilliant.
It was nothing special. And then when I was 16 and I'd done my exams in school, my dad had got me a Fender Stratocaster, nice black one. Wish I brought her.
Oh, very nice. Is that your go-to then?
Oh,
Would
I
that
had
be?
it. Yeah, that's
your baby.
She will be mine. I'll be like Willie Nelson. I'll be playing her till I'm dead. Like
brilliant. I love like having sentimentality with instruments. All mine, it's sentimental as well. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, so that's where I end up. Guitar. Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's mad. I can really imagine you playing drums too. Like, I feel like you were in a class.
I do, like, when I don't really, I know this is like a guitar thing that I'm going to be talking about, but like really, like to my core, I do feel like I'm a drummer.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I don't drum because I love it, but I just like,
it's not your.
I hear that.
You can't do it all.
You don't get credit sitting back there as much as you should. So that's where I end up out front. Yeah,
it needs a certain person to be comfortable being constantly in the background while still, having the whole musician out on stage.
It's great as well. You being an all rounder. The more positions you're able to do, the better overall you'll be, in the band. Like if you can play more than one instrument, if you understand how it all works and fits together, I'm sure you probably have an input then into the drums.
It totally helps with songwriting, if you know how like a lot of things work. Yeah.
Brilliant.
You can delegate the band.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Do that.
Although I try not to do that with our drummer, because when he came along, I didn't say for a long time that I drummed. That was because I didn't want to.
Didn't want to scare him.
Yeah, I didn't want to be but yeah, no, I'm happy to I'm not the drummer, so I'm happy to let the drummer be the drummer,
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, Anja, what about you?
It's always been guitar.
Yeah, always been guitar.
It's the only instrument I play.
And what did you start on? What was your first?
It was my first guitar. I took lessons as a child. It was my mom's unused old acoustic guitar, so I was doing like acoustic finger picking sort of stuff. And then when I turned 14, my parents bought me an electric guitar. But that was like I can't even tell you what brand it was because it was something sort of. You know,
something random.
Something random. Because and fair enough, because I didn't play that electric
starter one.
Yeah, it was a little starter one. I hadn't played it before. I didn't play electric guitar for quite a while after. For like years, I stopped actually playing completely. Until I then picked up the acoustic guitar again and started singing. And then I was like, man, so from then on, I wanted to really make proper music.
Yeah.
But I also discovered that my voice was actually probably my main instrument, my vocals, more than the guitar is nice on the side.
No, the guitar that supports the vocal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You gotta have something to do with your hands sometimes as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it. That's what
Brilliant.
Plus, it looks cool as fuck. So
hell
you
yeah,
look so
absolutely.
good on stage. I swear to God, I've seen you a few times, and I'm like, eat this bitch.
Yep.
She's so
Very
good.
impressive.
Thank you.
Killer last.
What did you upgrade then to? So you got your first guitar. You can't remember it. It was a random make. But when did you start? Getting
so
serious equipment.
I had what I would call my actual first real guitar that I was proper using, and still to this day I'm loyal to her. It's my Epiphone Casino right over there.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
Cherry red, baby.
Nice.
My dad, I have to say my parents have been very supportive generally on this journey of being a musician. So my dad bought me this one after I had moved to Belfast. And been like, Mom, Dad, I'm going to be a musician now. Full time. And they were like, oh,
brilliant.
God damn. Okay. But you need a real guitar. And I was like, yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yes,
lovely.
please. Support my dream.
That's brilliant. That's cool that your mum and dad are so supportive of that. Like, my parents have always been so supportive of me too. Like, from my dad, like, driving me to all these stupid gigs I was playing when I was 16 and terrible and stupid fucking waste of time punk bands.
They nurture the talent because they just know that you need that. It's like your only release. It's the only thing that kind of makes you okay. And
your parents being supportive and it really makes a difference.
It really, really does.
Oh, brilliant. That's cool. What about amplifiers? What was your first amp?
My first amp, I had a Marshall amplifier. It's a very sad story. It's a very bad story. This amplifier let me down so many times. It was a combo, 50 watts, if I'm correct, Marshall combo amp. Like a nice piece of kit, like, a beautiful amp. Marshall, obviously, good brand or whatever. Started playing with my current band. We started playing really loud punk rock stuff.
Brilliant.
And we had a couple of great gigs with it. And then one sweaty night down in McHugh's bar, it fucking broke.
Oh no.
Middle of our headline set.
Just died on you, or did something happen? No.
It just shut itself.
It shut itself. A valve burst or whatever.
That was something else I was going to ask you later on about mad technical disasters. Was it during your show?
Yes.
Oh,
I'll keep some other stories about later, but that was during the headline show. So that was my first amp, and I was just really disappointed because I was like, come on, man, it's Marshall. I mean, we were playing loud, and I obviously let the other bands use it before me as well, and now I have to say...
It was probably one of those guys' fault.
It was their fault.
100%. It was always somebody else tampering with your kit.
Me completely turning it up to 11.
Didn't want to blast through the roof or anything. Like, just wanted to play.
You just wanted a very tame little gig, and
just nice to be intimate set.
Just a little intimate.
I mean, it really is down there, to be honest. But
so Marshall wasn't really. It didn't really withstand our. It
couldn't handle.
It couldn't handle us.
Couldn't handle it. The heft.
We rocked too hard, as you said. But then, and so now I'm using a Line 6 Spider.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, it's sort of...
It's got all the digital effects and everything.
Exactly, it's a little computer basically, but a big amp, nonetheless, a very heavy thing.
I was using one time in Vitaria. I don't know if anyone remembers that. And it failed on me during the gig, and we were trying to get it working, and we're like, it's a fucking digital amp.
Yeah.
Turn it off and on again. That's how you fix those. Just turn them off and on again.
Crazy, yeah. Call tech support. Have you tried turning it off and on?
That's the great thing about digital stuff. Just restart it.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. Because
always a wee cheeky factory reset.
Yeah, factory reset. I had to do that recently with the Spider because it was not turning on before another headline show. I've been so cursed, but yeah.
Using like a head and cabinet comp, like stack sort of thing.
I need now something proper. I'm not sure yet where I'm gonna go next.
Well, there's people have been on here. They've been showing us PD 5150s, 6505s, Neural DSPs, Kempers. What are you thinking of? There's so many bloody options. You're gonna go. Are you gonna go Valve? You're gonna go combo. You're gonna go modular.
I'm so scared now of the Valve amps that they're
just to carry them about.
Yeah, and they're so heavy, and so I'm torn between two options. Either going crazy and using two amps, stacking them on top of each other, going
like two different ones for like a colorful sound.
Send it out, or going straight into the PA without any amp at all. You know?
And just bringing a little board, and you're. And then there's the boys in Delusional Silence. One of them, William, he has a pedal board that goes straight into the PA, but it's also a ginormous, heavy fucking coffin he has to carry about. It's like, mate, you may as well just be bringing a fucking Valve amp.
No, yeah, exactly. Then I'm not sure if I have to carry something anyway. I might as well.
If they have two that you stack on top of each other, it's having to carry one big fat one.
We do that in PXBX. For the guitar, it's just me playing guitar, but we have a splitter pedal, so it takes the frequency of just the low end, which is really just the top two strings, and then we put that through a bass amp, and then it sounds like a bassist there. Because when you use a sort of harmonist and you're coming out of the one speaker, it just sounds like a tone harmonized, like the CKY tone. But when you're actually splitting it to two different amps and two different sides of stage, it actually sounds like two different instruments. And that's how we're kind of able to cheat and not have.
I've never heard someone do that.
Oh, it's genius. Yeah. Just like if you don't have a bass player, just get a splitter pedal and just. That's all you bloody need.
Sweet.
Awesome. Hayley, what about you? You play instruments. You've just started on your ukulele.
Yeah, I'm like really weird. Like my mom and my nana and stuff. Like everyone was very like piano oriented when I was growing up, so I was always around a piano. So that was like the first thing I played. And then whenever Gaga came out, she was playing a piano, and I went, "This is perfect."
Brilliant.
I'm already a step ahead of myself here. So I did like play a lot of piano. I tried to play guitar when I was like 14. Broke a string immediately. Went, "Nope, it's not for me."
No, turned off.
Do it. And I couldn't, like, the hand coordination, it just didn't make sense to me at the time.
Yeah.
And then fast forward last year, I did a couple of shows with Marco Mendoza.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. Was that in here?
We did Limelight, and then we were down in Westport and then Dublin. And when we were in Dublin, he was chatting to me.
Did you get to go on his bass?
Yeah. He was like, "Can you play?" And I was like, "No, I've dabbled, but I'm not great." And he went, "Here." Took his OG bass, like his bass 5-string, put it on me. Shit weighed a ton, by the way.
Nice.
But like, whoa, I was like, Marco Mendoza just put his bass guitar on me and he's about to teach me. So he taught me a wee bit of bass. And then my friend had like a little beginner bass, and she was like, "Yeah, you can take that if you want to try and practice." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's go." So I've learned a little bit of bass as well. I've finally started to master that. And then my younger sister had a ukulele. She wasn't using it. It's green. It matches my hair. I was like, "Can
it's
I
yours.
have it?" She gave it to me. And then that's whenever I started learning, like playing more than one string at once.
Cool. Getting the chords down?
I'm getting there. I've got the chords down.
Brilliant.
Some of them I don't like playing on ukulele because they're just simply difficult. And I have long fingers, so see trying to make that all fit on a wee small ukulele.
That should make it easier for you, having longer fingers?
No, it was just because ukulele's so small. I need a bigger one. So I'm
Why don't you
actually...
just downtune it and bar?
I mean, I could do, but I'm looking at an electric ukulele now.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, so we
you should get a green one, like
can't remember the name of it. No, it's like a deep red. It's kind of like your guitar, actually.
Beautiful.
Oh, lovely.
It's like an AC/DC inspired one.
Nice.
It's fucking awesome. I can't wait to get it. It's gonna be so cool. But yeah, that's it. And then obviously I sang.
So when you were starting on piano, what did you have? Did you have like one in the family, or did you go get one, or what? When you were playing piano?
There was just always one in the family.
Always one in the house.
Then like whenever, I'm from Canada, so whenever we moved over here, like my mum got me my first keyboard when I was like 12 for Christmas. like cry my eyes out. And the first thing I did was figure out how to play Poker Face, but like the acoustic version, whenever she goes really, really nuts and she's like, ah, I was like, this is what I want to do. So yeah, it's just piano. And now I still have a keyboard in my living room. And every now and again, I just lift it out and I'm like, I want to learn something new. But I've never really like wrote anything on any of these things that I'm playing, which is weird because I can write a song in a heartbeat whenever Phil comes to me and he's like, here's the next song. Do with it what you must. And I literally like in an hour I've got it written. And
what do you normally write about? What are the Alpha Sista songs usually about? Are they all about the same kind of thing?
Different. They're all very different. They all have like a very similar energy, probably just because whenever I wrote most of them, it was all in a space of time where I was going through a lot of stuff and a lot of changes and experiences. And I was like, this is all great stuff to write about. And also things that I hadn't wrote about from like previous things before my current band with another band that I used to be in. But I was like, yeah, I can write a song about that. So I did that too. But we've got a really, really great.
So what's the kind of things that would be like about generally?
There's one and it's called Tales of Woe. And it's basically like call me whatever the fuck you want to call me, but you don't need me and I don't need you, so I'm better off without. Yeah, it's a great song. It's just like, brilliant. I'm gonna go and do my own shit. You called me this and you made me out to be that. Yeah. But you're the one that had the blinders on and you just couldn't see yourself fall.
Okay, cool. So a lot of like self-empowerment, standing up for yourself.
Yeah, really that. And then like some of them are like kind of cute things about like when I was having, like I was in a relationship with someone for a while and I wrote a little song about that and it was really cute.
So it's not all
no, it's
negative.
It's not all
happy
like, go
stuff
fuck
too.
Yourself.
Yeah.
But then there was another one that actually was like to do with the breakup of the same relationship, and those songs are back to back in the set. So it's the cute one, and then the other one.
Is there like a little story goes on in the set?
Keep listening. That one's just, it's great, and it's just like, woke up to your shit today, don't want to hear it. Like that's the first line of the song.
Is that the one that's like? Yeah. I was saying, very good. Brilliant. Is this going to be on the debut record? Yeah. Nice. What's the crack with the debut record? How deep into it are you at the moment?
We're literally like about to start recording. It's been like a jaunt and a half just because we all have a lot of stuff going on. We all work. I work like near like 50 hours a week. I'm a chef. So woohoo! But like we are just kind of edging towards getting it recorded and then getting it mastered and all will just be a piece of piss. We've got everything put away to do it and then getting it sent off to the label. Get that approved, get it released.
Brilliant.
I just need it out immediately.
What label are you guys signed to?
Inside, huh?
What label are you guys signed to?
We're not signed yet. They're anticipating the album coming to them. So
that's almost better because
I actually don't even know if I'm supposed to say this, but I don't care.
It's better that you're not sort of bound because basically the album's happening anyway, whether they take it or not, you're doing it.
Right.
So you don't want to be relying on them to make it happen because
you just never know. You just never know.
So
and actually,
make it happen yourself.
Funny you should say that. Today, it's so weird. Like this like happened today in work. Someone was talking to me about this thing that like Snoop Dogg does. It's Scala Music, so you can release your music independently.
Oh, right.
It's almost like a crypto like kind of thing. No, you can sell your music on there. Like you actually make more money there than you would on Spotify or like any other streaming platform. Shit. Yeah, get on it. It's like Gala Music. I don't know. I'm not sponsoring this. Like this is not an
You're
ad.
not endorsing it.
Like don't come for me. But I looked into it. I got shown a lot about it today. I was told about it. It's very interesting.
Brilliant.
And basically like whenever people buy your song, like everybody kind of has a split of shares. And if it spikes, you're fucking loaded. So there's another way to release music and actually make a bit more money where it's not all going to big budget like companies and it's all processed, manufactured music now and it's a load of shit. Yeah. We're the people that are really putting the work in to make music what it should, like what it always has been and what it should be.
Cool.
And they're all just ripping it away from us. So fine, get your music and keep control of it.
Nice
one. Own your own music.
Yeah. Own that shit.
Don't let the corporate big guys take it away.
Brilliant. Well, cool. So speaking then, all from your personal beginnings, did you guys do any like formal lessons, or were you like self-taught? Did you just have a family member show you what Chelsea were like? How did you begin out? You said you were getting tabs, but started doing them upside bloody down.
Yeah,
and all.
yeah. Guitar, I totally taught myself. Big shout out also to Marty Schwartz. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. I think anybody who's picked up guitars came across him
Uh-huh.
on YouTube. He taught me a lot.
Brilliant.
What a guy.
But nothing
Mm.
formal for guitar. For drums, yes, I took drum lessons for like 5 or 6 years in school.
Cool. How did you find that helped when it came to writing your own songs, having a bit of formal training behind you, someone showing you by the textbook?
Yeah, I think definitely it's helped in terms of like structuring music, counting, putting things together that way. But like my guitar, like theory knowledge is nil. There is nothing.
Well, guitar,
there.
I think it's something you do almost more by feel
Yes,
than
absolutely.
needing to know theory. Obviously, that's going to help a lot as well.
Yes, it helps a lot of people, but then you also hear people say you don't want to know too much where
Yeah.
you're putting together these
Like,
songs.
it helps to know the proper names of things too.
Absolutely, and your keys and I don't know any of that, but yeah, it's meant to help.
Cool.
So yeah, no formal training with guitar.
But with drums. And then so do you just become self-taught? You just begin, learning chords, strumming them out, learning riffs.
Yeah, learning chords, trying to read tabs, and then just after that, putting my own stuff together. I found it was too difficult to play a lot of other people's songs. I
Yeah.
just thought I'll write my own because then I can actually play them. So
Brilliant.
yeah.
Awesome, cool. Anja, what about yourself? Did you take any formal training, or were you kind of self-taught, or just naturally be able to just nail it?
Mostly self-taught, natural disaster sort of thing.
What was your material? Did you just download tabs or just do it by ear?
The beginnings, I guess. I as a kid, I had a couple of lessons, for a couple of years actually, but that wasn't really what I do now. That wasn't really chords, rock music sort of thing. That was finger picking, and I forgot all this. And then when I picked the guitar up again, it was getting back to the basics of the chords, and that was online, like sitting there with my guitar in front of my computer and just YouTube videos, tabs, trying to decipher.
Mhm.
But
What kind of songs were you learning? Were there any particular songs or styles that helped shape your own style?
most simple ones I could
Yeah.
find.
When you
that
said
I-
Nirvana, did you go? Did you gravitate towards that?
To Smells Like Teen Spirit. I
Of course.
guess,
I mean, it's only 4
We
chords.
would not
What?
do like.
It's the same. Yeah.
What
Even I
kid
can play
hasn't?
that on bass. Do you know what I mean?
It's the one. It's a.
You
it's
have
a-
to.
You have to. Absolutely.
So a couple of classics, I guess. Nothing that stood out. Things then that I started to sing along to as well. But yeah, guitar wise, it's just been learning by doing. Then I met friends who taught. I was playing with, who then got me into teaching or taught me a couple of things, or made me sit down and actually become a better guitarist because I wanted to be a guitarist. And they were like, well, then put in the work and become a better guitarist. Like, I will show you. Okay.
Brilliant. Well, it's great to see. It's love it.
But I'm a bit like Chelsea. I don't have any, I can't like read sheet music or know anything. And then my bandmates are really good with that, and they know what all the chords.
They keep you right.
The keys are called. They keep me fucking in check. When I go, is that, what key is it? And I'm like, it's the one below E, and it's the C with the hashtag.
Yes,
And
there
then,
you go.
I look like such a fool. But I know, I feel the music and I hear the music, and I write the way that's simple enough for me to play. But also, it's important to hear the music, and you don't have to necessarily. It helps to know, as you say, it helps to know the terms and the
You probably pick things up as you go along. Like, I didn't know that was called that.
It's all coming over the years. I've learned so much over the years. But just myself, but with friends, bandmates, everything I do, you learn all the time. Yeah,
fantastic.
And you have to.
Brilliant. Hayley, what about you? Any formal lessons?
Everything they've said. I'm
self-taught.
I'm very self-taught. I did have like.
Were you ever in a choir or anything like that? I know, probably wouldn't be your scene socially, no.
God, no, absolutely not. No, babes, I was like.
You know who was in the
I was
choir?
in the venue when I was 12.
You know, my brother, Rusty A.N.J.A.
Yes, of course I did.
He was in the choir.
No way.
Yeah.
I could see Rusty in a choir now.
And I was never allowed into the choir. I wasn't, or Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
Mm.
did. I tried to be in the choir,
I tried.
but I also went to St. Dominic's all girls Catholic school, like grammar school. Like,
Yeah.
no,
No.
not this there. No. So I very quickly slipped out of the choir. Was like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm going to stay at home in my bedroom and blast Lady Gaga and sing Judas at the top of my lungs.
Brilliant.
And nothing's changed.
What, did you just realize that you could sing just from giving it a go?
Yeah, like my mom
Like-
sang. And her
Oh.
mom sang. Like,
So it's it runs
it's
in the
literally
blood of
generational.
it. Yeah.
Like my mom, my nana and her mom were in like a trio of like because we're from Canada and Saskatchewan,
so
which
cool.
is like the prairie lands of Canada, so it's like the middle of nowhere. So it was very like very gospel kind of music that they sang, and they traveled and they dressed as like little cowgirls with like long skirts. It was really cute, the hats, the works. But they traveled and they sang in like churches and functions and all that jazz, and it was just always
Brilliant.
there. And like I don't know, like my younger sisters can sing as well, so that's how I know it's definitely on our side.
Genetic.
100%. The Guardians have
Fantastic.
got it.
Genetics.
Yeah, so it's just always kind of been there. And I wasn't always a great singer. Like I wasn't a good singer when I started singing. I
Yeah.
was pretty shit, to be honest.
See, to be honest, I don't think many people are amazing on the
Girlie
first
took about
attempt.
10 years to find her
Yeah.
voice and then trying to figure out how to use it. And then how to interpret the way I move on stage. I'm breathing, I'm bringing everything together. I'm still kind of working on it, but
Brilliant.
it's definitely.
Well, one of the answers is like, how did you learn to be good at singing? It's like, I spent a very long time not being good.
Yeah,
at
like I was shit for a while, and then one day it started to sound
go out and
better.
figure it out. But, oh, that's good.
I blame Lady Gaga. I just sang. I literally would. I had a little CD player, a little ghetto
That
blaster.
helps. If you've someone you look up to that you want to be, that's a great example of what you want to do.
Such a good like
Oh,
driving mechanism.
Like
for
when
you.
I was a teenager and like metalcore came out, and we had all these bands that started like screaming and blasting. I was like, whoa, like, fucking, why can't we do that? You know, yeah. So,
It's like
you
God
need
just opened up the clouds and
you
like,
need to
here
see
you go.
you know, brilliant. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that seems to be like all your early histories. How did your band begin to start then? How did you meet everyone? Chelsea, how did Gush start? When did you meet
Here's
everyone?
these things.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, I definitely stuck my foot in the door of a band that already existed, and I just thought,
We just interrupted
yeah.
that.
I want this.
So actually, the origins of Gush go back a lot further than you might think. It was maybe like 2015, and Gush had many names that weren't Gush. They were called Black Market Thieves. They were
That
called
sounds familiar.
Kamikaze Cider Flies.
That sounds awesome.
And actually, I started going out with Robbie, who's the lead guitarist that I'm still with now. Aw. And I just always wanted to be in a band. I always wanted to sing and play guitar. And I saw that he sang and played guitar in the band. I thought he was very good at guitar. He couldn't really sing. So I thought, I'll do that bit.
Did you just tell him just to step aside here?
I know. I'll fit you down.
Very famous shortness.
Yeah, so I kind of
Just
wormed my
inserted
way
yourself
in
in.
there.
Brilliant.
And yeah, there was another drummer at the time. The bassist is still our bassist now, Rab. And I think we gigged for like very unseriously for about a year.
Yeah.
I think we had one gig in Belfast in the Egg. I don't even think that's still
The Eglantine, what's it called now? I mean, it's still
the
there, but
Post House or something.
it's
Post
called something
House?
else. It's the one opposite the pot,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
I was like 17 when we played there.
Brilliant.
And yeah, and then it all kind of fell apart. A few of us went to uni and stuff, and then when we came back a couple of years ago, me and Robbie and Rab, the bassist, we were like, we want to do music again. So we found another drummer just by chance a couple of years ago. I think it was like boxing night. And we were out, or not me, Rab, our bassist, was out for a drink, and he just got chatting to a guy, and he was like, I drum. And Rab was like, we would like a drummer. So that's how that happened. And
Cool.
here we are now. Yeah.
And then,
Fantastic.
can I ask, how did the name Gush come about?
Yeah,
I was wondering.
curiosity's
Yes.
been like eating away at me here. I'm like,
I
gosh,
thought it
right?
sounded
Because I know how your band names came around. It's pretty obvious, but
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my Gush means nothing. It just sounds cool.
just like
I
gushing.
said Gush, well, and the
gushing to
guys
get
made it
playing.
all weird. They were like, "Oh, Gush!" and I was like,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Yeah, of course they did that." But yeah, I was just like, I want it to be one word, just like boom,
Yeah.
you know. and I just was like going through all these words in my head, and I just liked it. It's like it's hard, but it's soft, you know.
Yeah, like it's
Gush.
Yeah.
working like.
And you
it's
guys,
definitely
what
working.
would you kind of call yourselves? Like punk, indie, alternative rock?
Yeah, anytime you ask this, I'm like, I need to think of an answer for this question, because I think I would just say alternative rock, because
Yep.
it's kind of broad, you
Yeah.
know, it encapsulates a lot of different things.
Mhm.
But we definitely take inspiration from lots of different
That's it.
genres.
Yeah, pretty hard to pin.
Yeah, mainly punk. A lot of people would say we would have like a grunge sound, punk grunge, and then we also take quite a bit of influence from like the desert rock, stoner rock kind of
Hell
scene as
yeah.
well. So
Yeah.
like
Nice.
a mishmash of that.
That's good. It's
Love
good that
that.
you can't just like, you know, the way, oh, we're thrash metal or we're hardcore. No, if you can't be, if it takes a while to think of it, sometimes that's good, you know. The more unique you are, the better.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when we're writing a song, we don't go in with like, oh, we're this band, so it has a sound
Yeah.
like this. We just see what happens. You
All
know?
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that's so cool. Brilliant. And Anja, what about yourself? How did your band get together? You're not originally from Belfast, no? Where did you come from before?
So I was born and raised in Germany,
Lovely.
and
Mhm.
I moved over to Belfast. 8 years now.
Yeah. Specifically to do music,
Do
or
you make music? No, actually,
because it's not really a musical destination.
no, it wasn't because of that. I just wanted to. I wanted to leave Germany. I always wanted to live in Ireland. I just knew I had to come here for whatever
It was just called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mythical
It's
reason.
meant to be.
I think I was maybe an Irish person in my
Mhm.
past life or something. I don't know. Just something. There's just something. The music was though the Irish music, trap music. You know,
Oh, it's good
whenever
fun.
I heard it, I was like, that sounds familiar, and I couldn't tell you why. So
Yeah.
anyway, so yeah, I came over here, and I had only started making music before, just before I moved over here.
Mhm.
So that's when I sort of started songwriting a little bit. And then while I was here, I really found my feet though in music, and I started busking, just pretty fast, like
Respect.
yeah, pretty
Sure.
fast. I don't know.
Busking
Just
is
in
not
town, just in
easy.
Belfast.
Baptism.
Where did you normally busk? Where was your spots?
Oh, well, my favorite spot is probably Fountain Street. That's the one where everybody recognizes me. You're the girl
Near here.
with the red guitar opposite to
Nice.
Morton's.
Yeah.
What was your busking setup? I've seen a lot of buskers now coming out with hard speakers and amplifiers and shit. That,
Fuck.
Jesus, see if I had one of those,
I
you'd regret it.
know.
Like
They're so loud as well. So I have a little Roland Street Cube, it's called.
Oh, okay.
It's
And you charge it up then?
yeah, it's battery powered.
Is that for guitar and vocals?
Exactly. So I have
Wow.
one input for guitar with a couple of effects even.
Yeah.
And one for vocals also with a couple of effects. It's like, to be honest, yeah, I also had this amp for 7 years now, and
That's
I've been
cool.
busking ever since. And
But do you still busk?
I still occasionally
Still?
busk
You
because
should let us know when it's
I have a
happening and
lavish
try and
lifestyle.
get a crowd happening.
Yeah,
I like
busk.
every time I'm working
Yeah.
in town, I love coming around and seeing all the buskers. I
Mm.
speak to your man. There's a couple of notable ones, John McGarty, and of course Jelvis. He's awesome. I've been actually asking him would he come and do a podcast with me, but I don't think he wants to. He says he does, but he never texts back. So Jelvis, if you're watching, you should come on.
Oh,
You're
come
watching
on.
this.
I love him. He's awesome.
Come on.
Brilliant. That's cool. So
Yeah.
when you were busking, when you were playing guitar, did you have your guitar coming out clean, like emulating an acoustic, or were you going for any kind of, what was your guitar sound then when you were just using it and vocals alone?
Actually pretty clean, to be honest. I was never truly happy with this because I was already playing my Casino,
Mhm.
which is an electric guitar, and I always tried to do a bit of a jazzy, slightly electric, slightly acoustic mix. I
Yes.
always wanted to find the perfect sound for this, but I was never truly happy because I'm obviously not quite the acoustic person inside mine. So
True,
it's
yeah.
not really right for me. And I toyed a bit with the distortion, even in the streets.
Yeah.
It's a bit awkward, like, but it was kind of cool. So-
You weren't thinking of using a drum machine or anything like that? No.
Really,
No.
I was
just keep it
playing.
like
I was
electric
playing.
but acoustic.
Yeah, no, not really. But I was playing with other people at the time, busking even as
Oh,
well.
okay. So was there a little group of yous? It wasn't your band, was it? Or
Not the current band at
No.
all. No, but friends. I was playing with friends, and I had a 2-piece for a while with a bassist who was also sitting on top of a cajon.
Oh,
doing
cool.
drum and bass.
Yeah.
And me, guitar and vocals.
That sounds
We're a
cool.
full band, kind of. It was a bit rough and ready, but it was also really fun and a full enough sound in the streets. And we were playing in bars as well, like this. So that's where it started. And then, but with the Anja project, let's say the A.N.J.A, that's when after all this I started being like, I wanna really write songs and do this proper. And then I was trying to find my sound. I was solo at the time though. I was just doing this myself, recording at home.
Oh, what did you use to record at home?
Huh?
What did you use to record at home?
A Boss BR recorder. I don't know if that's...
Yeah. Was that like an interface into your computer?
It was not.
No.
It's actually, it can be used as an interface.
Was it like a multi-tracker desk thing?
Exactly,
oh, those
like
are cool.
a proper little... a little recorder.
Brilliant.
With all the little and I had never recorded in my life before. I know nothing.
So does it just give you, was it like 4 8 tracks with individual sliders and you just put your parts on individually? Cool.
Exactly. And I did not use a computer at all for this. I literally did everything on this thing.
So you didn't like punch in for parts, you had to play the whole thing live.
Exactly. I was just about to say, you can't edit. You can't edit.
Can't edit like that.
Start again.
Brilliant.
From the start and just one go and go, okay, but don't fuck it up.
Yep.
And then you fuck it up again and then you go delete and start again.
Brilliant.
So that's how I recorded my first little demo EP. Yeah, it was all me alone.
And that's how you recruited the band then off this record that was just all you?
Pretty much, exactly. So after a while, I started, so the first songs I recorded with us were a bit more, again, acoustic, folky, sort of haunting folk music. And I liked it, but it wasn't quite me again.
Yeah.
I want heavier. Like, I want noise. I want to freak people out.
Mm-hmm.
And I started recording heavier songs on my little recorder. And after a while, I was like, God damn it. Now, every time I play live, it's a solo gig, which makes me sort of go back into the acoustic-y stuff a bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not quite right. I now need a full band behind me.
Brilliant.
You know? Need every noise from every instrument.
Exactly. I need a drummer. I need distortion.
Amazing.
You know?
Yeah.
And then, as fate would have it, my guitarist and drummer were practicing up in Flagstaff. They were jamming with other people. They had been in a different band together before, and they were looking for a singer. And it was some fateful street encounter in the street. Somebody I told that I'm looking for a band or to form a band, and that same person met my guitarist who told, "Hey, we're looking for a singer." And he's like, "I know this girl. She's looking for some." So anyway, my guitarist ended up messaging me on Messenger. "Hey, hello, Anja. We heard you're looking for a band. Would you like to join our band?" And I said, "No, but would you like to be my backing,
Yes.
You want to join my project?"
Oh, brilliant.
I have songs already and I have a thing and I have a name and it's like, I've got
So you would like to collaborate, but they're going to join your team.
Like, do it on my terms, not yours.
That's kind of what it was.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Negotiate.
Yeah. And it worked and they were more than happy. They were like, "This is great."
Yeah.
Yes.
Now everybody wins.
Seems like it was a wise move because it's doing very well.
Right.
So excellent.
You're happy, yeah.
That's so cool. Brilliant story of how you guys got then together. Hayley, I know how Alpha Sista got together. I remember Phil recruiting for it.
Yes.
He toured with Maverick and got the bug for like that kind of rock and roll.
He was like busting for it because obviously like Conjuring Fate and stuff had been going
very
on
serious,
for like
though.
15
He wanted something
years.
that wasn't as serious as that. Was that it?
Yeah, he just wanted, he did want something that was going to be like long term, but it was going to be like his last wee baby, like his band his last wee band that he was going to put together and just that be it and like see how far it would go. And just wanted it to be a slightly different style than Conjuring Fate, which was a wee bit heavier and we were a bit more like hard rock, glam metal.
Feel good.
Yeah, literally, like it's just such good vibes. Like it's really classic 70s, 80s rock and roll.
In his advert, when he was recruiting for it, he said he wanted to be like a mix between Def Leppard and Motley Crue, having an orgy watched by fucking Steel Panther. Or
Yeah.
like
and then he just messaged me because he was looking for a singer.
That's cool. So did he seek you out?
Yeah. He found me through my previous band and like Ireland's Got Talent and stuff like that, and anything else that I'd done before. And he just messaged me on the off chance. And when I first saw the message, like based on what had happened with my previous band, I saw the start of it and I went, oh no, I couldn't do this again. But then I read more into it and I kind of like had a creep, looked through his profile and looked at his history, and I went, he seems like he has really good like ties with people. He has a good rapport. I was like, yeah, sure. We'll meet up, we'll chat, whatever. He sent me a couple of songs that didn't have any vocals. Fun fact, the band wasn't meant to be called Alpha Sista to start with.
No.
It had a totally different name.
What was it called?
Sorry, Phil. It was called Killstar City, which it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought it was class whenever I first had it brought to my attention, but then he was like, oh yeah, but when you Google that, like all these other things come up. But then like he just came to me and was like, Alpha Sista. And I already had green hair. Like my hair was I was already doing the green thing.
Brilliant.
And he got a green guitar, and then the green thing just started taking off. And now last year I dipped away from my green hair for a bit and did just all the platinum color. We posted a TikTok and somebody commented, went, no green hair, not interested.
Yeah.
And I was like,
for fuck's sake.
So I did. I dyed my hair green again, and I haven't changed it since because like I like it, but I also have this little underlying fear that if I don't have green hair, everyone's just gonna leave the Alpha Sista train. I don't want that to happen. But yeah, so Alpha Sista just kind of came about out of nowhere, and then I was like, who else is in the band? And he was like, oh, you
did he have everyone already, or did you?
Yeah, he had I was like the last one not the last one, but like one of like the second last one, because he was like, yeah, I've got Mick, who I was in a band with before.
Oh, okay.
He left before I was booted out. It was such a funny story. This is one for another time, 100%. I will be back for that.
Okay.
It's just so fun. But yeah, so I was like, no way, is it Mick? And I had spoke to Mick from he left the last band.
Yeah.
So I was like kind of nervous, but you know, we're adults. We got over it. It was like, I'm sorry that happened. Fucking great to be playing with you again, and it's been so good. And then he was like, oh, do you know Bones? And I was like, oh, do you know what? I have him on Instagram. I don't really like know him. Haven't met him that many times. It'll be like interesting to meet someone that I know online but hadn't actually met. And me and Mick and Bones call ourselves the ADH3 because we're all just really, really not right together in the best of ways. And Steve wasn't even in the band originally. It was somebody else.
That was Will.
Yeah,
it was
Will
from Delusional.
Yeah. And he was great. He was great. But then obviously like he had other commitments in life.
Yeah.
That was totally fine. And he was on the fence about it, but we were like, go, you do your thing.
Yeah.
We will. And then Steve came about. Honestly, I do not know where Phil found Steve. I do, but I can't remember.
Brilliant.
But like he just came out of the woodworks from nowhere, and he
was his first band.
Proper, yeah. Like whenever he played with us, our first gig was on the stage, and that was like his first time. And he was so stiff. God love it. He's really, really loosened up now, and he is like one of the most talented guitarists I've ever met.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
And like that's a big statement to say, but he is fucking crazy. I call him Super Noodle Steve because he's like, I'm like, it's crazy. So yeah, like it's just the bands came together so well. Our dynamic is incredible, and like we all just gel. We're all a bunch of drama queens.
Yeah,
but we gel.
Oh, fantastic.
So it was all Phil.
Yep, all Phil. That's cool. So you're recording your debut material at the minute. Nothing is released though.
No.
What is? Are you far through it? So have you much done? What's the plans with it? Is it going to be an album, an EP, or?
It's entirely demoed bar like one or two songs, but we'll not get into that. It's just been a bit of a process. It's been a journey.
So you're gonna go and wait until you have the whole thing, and then do a big
literally massive... I'm literally just waiting for within the next week or two to fly up to Phil's and write the last two songs.
Do you record it all up at his? He's in his own studio.
He has his own studio. We do the demos. I literally go up. I used to go up on a Sunday every week if he had a fresh song, and I would just sit and hear it, and away I'd go, and I'd be up there for about 4 hours.
Brilliant.
2 hours of it is talking, 2 hours of it's actually doing work.
Mm-hmm.
But usually the first 2 hours I just get stuck in. I don't know what it is, but it's never been so easy to write music with this band. Lyrics just fly out of me. Melodies just come out of nowhere, and yeah, it just happens. It's great. It's so organic, and it's a big fat fresh big fat breath of fresh air.
And you don't know when we're going to be able to hear it because, like you said,
No,
there's a bit of
I
flirting with
am
labels.
anticipating like the other side of the summer.
Okay.
It's a wee
But
bit further
do you
away
reckon-
than I would like it to
Do
be.
you reckon you'll be able to get something out before the proper
I would
something's
dare
out?
say we'll get a single.
Just
We
something.
have to get a single.
People are
Belle, I'm
hungry for
telling
it.
you, we need a single.
Brilliant.
I'm on his back all the time about this.
That's cool. So you did all that in Phil's home studio. Chelsea, what about Gush? Where did you guys record?
We recorded our last single there with Johnny Woods from Winona Bleach
Oh,
Oh,
very
yes.
good. Yeah.
in 1980 something studios, it's called.
Cool. Where's that?
It's like, oh, where the hell is it? I think it's like out west Belfast. It's above some like workman's club.
Oh
or
yes, I know
something.
I know where you're on about.
It's
I've
really
been in
cool.
there.
It's not like a studio. It's
It's like a
literally-
restaurant,
yeah,
like
it's
club
a restaurant,
vibe.
public and thing.
Yeah.
but it's still got all the shit in it.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
class in there. It's
It
really
is.
nice, like atmosphere.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
absolutely. It just felt really like chill. And we did our last single with him, but then before that, our EP we did with a guy, Ross Alexander, and he worked with my dad.
Yeah.
And my dad was just talking about our band and we've got songs, and Ross was like, "Oh, I have a home recording studio. Like I just use it for me
Yeah.
and my stuff." And but I'll give.
What was that EP called?
It was called Exposure Therapy.
Exposure Therapy. When did you release that?
We released that in June last year. Yeah, June
Mhm.
last year. It's like 5 songs. But that was just recorded, like everything recorded and like
Did you do it live or one by one? Or how did
one
you
by
record?
one. Yeah. And mastered by him. Like it was all done by Ross. Yeah. So
Brilliant.
Mhm.
And was that, so apart from your latest single, like that, was that your prior release, that EP?
yeah, that's all we have out at the minute.
Cool. What about plans for next releases? Are you working on anything at the moment?
Absolutely. Yeah, we've got a date booked soon to get in the studio. I'll
Oh,
not say when.
Yeah.
But by
Keep
the
some
end of the year, there should be hopefully one, maybe 2. I don't know.
singles,
Yeah,
EPs,
yeah,
albums.
singles. Yeah. Singles.
So, and you did a video as well for your last single. Who did the video for it?
Yeah, Ebony Alexander, who's actually Ross's daughter.
She's so
she's
good.
really
Mhm.
good
She's
photographer.
so
Yeah,
good.
like unreal photographer. But she does like videography now.
Yeah.
Too.
Cool.
She's actually very recently, like as of a couple of weeks, just gone entirely freelance now. So if
So you
need stuff
can-
done, go to Ebony.
Oh my god, Ebony is so
Where did
so
you do your
good.
video? Was it out in like a big forest?
Yeah,
Or
so we're all Gush are originally from Larne.
Okay.
So we recorded just outside Larne in Carnfunnick. You've heard of
Oh,
Carnfunnick?
yeah.
There's like a big haunted hospital.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, is it Carndoo House?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I've been there as well.
Yes,
Aye.
very house. So we did a bit there and then a bit on Ballygally Beach. And then we went back to do a bit more on Ballygally Beach one day to record. Didn't check the tide and there was no beach.
So it was just all
that
water.
was really annoying.
Speechless.
Oh,
yeah.
dear.
So then we recorded some of it on Helen's Bay as well.
Fair.
But you
Brilliant.
can't tell.
Local
Ebony
landmarks.
did so well that it just, yeah.
Ah, she's talented. Like.
That's fantastic.
She said I'm not in the mood. Am I missing clues? Or is it clear?
We were just talking about Gush in the studio,
Yes.
where you did your EP, where you did your video. Anja, what about yourself? Where did you record the Anja songs? And you named the band after yourself, but it's not a solo project. It's a band.
Anymore. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Because I named myself. I named myself.
Genius. I'm
when
actually that.
I know.
The next band I'm in is called Peter Renshaw.
Stop making fun of me. I was still doing solo at the time. Otherwise, I wouldn't have just started a band and say, "We'll call it after me." You know, I wouldn't have.
It's a good idea
But-
because sometimes as well, you know, it helps identify you and helps people identify it with you. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's it. And actually, a
it's
lot
great
of
synergy.
that's true. And a lot of bands have done it. A lot
Yep,
of, they're
absolutely.
called like Frankie Valley and the Four Seasons or something
Well,
like
that's it.
this.
Like a lot of big solo acts, like for example, Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
She's not obviously one person. There's obviously a production
Yeah,
team and a
and, like,
band and a
I
producer.
was actually
Like,
thinking that too. Like whenever she was younger, she had a band and it was the Stephanie Germanotta band.
Yeah,
Like that's her
basically the
actual
same thing.
name. So I was like, this is a great idea.
Yeah.
That's it.
Why wouldn't you
Yeah,
name her
it's a-
band
whether the
after
band
you?
is called a band or
Especially if it's
Yeah.
all like your music that you've written and it's from your perspective
It's
of who
my
you
vision,
are.
sort of.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
That's true. And the
That's cool.
band's been super supportive.
And of
Cool.
course, they get the feel they can say they are the the bassist and the drummer of Anja. That they can
Yeah.
take ownership of it as well,
Yes.
which is
they
good.
they
It's
help
full
me.
collaboration.
It is a full collaboration now, definitely. So
Brilliant.
yeah. However, to get back to your question about the
Yes, the studio.
recording. So I used to record at the very start. I used to record just on my own at home, the whole demo sort of demo-y songs, let's say. And then I stayed with the home recordings with the help of talented friends, let's say, that knew what they were doing, but it was all recorded at home. And then the most recent song, When You're the Worst, You're the Best, we actually went into a studio. We dabbed in and out of different studios in the past, sort of recording some things here and there, not really releasing much. It's hard to find somewhere where you are 100% comfortable with what you're doing, what you're recording, how it's going to come out at the end of it. But with this one, I'm super happy. And we recorded that in Tree Song Studios in Lisburn.
Oh, lovely.
If
Okay.
you've ever heard of it, it's this amazing hippie, I don't know what to even call this, magical little barn out in the sticks of Lisburn. And we recorded it with Danny Troughton. Big shout out. He is great.
Cool.
And a fantastic person to work with. So we love that place, but it's a bit out. We don't have a car, but it's worth it. It's a Tree Song.
That's brilliant. It's really cool. It's nice to hear about all these new producers I've never heard of. Like in metal, usually you've Josh, Einstein, or Man Apart, or you Half Bap or Start Together.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I'm not even sure who the hell exists, but it's really
Start Together.
Yeah. Oh, Start Together is brilliant. Yeah,
Ryan Gordy as well.
Mhm.
Great to work with.
But it's and your guys' stuff sounds brilliant. Like these producers know what they're doing. I love to see it.
Thank you.
Fantastic. And I mean, you haven't done any videos, have you?
Oh,
Well, you did, like not recently, sorry, but I've seen you did do prior. And what videos have you out?
yeah, I have. So not for this recent release, not yet anyway. We want to potentially film a music video for that one further in
Excellent.
the year. It's just a lot of money, and we're poor, starving artists. I swear to
So if
God.
anyone out there wants to sponsor,
Please
the video.
sponsor me.
absolutely.
Tanqueray, sponsor me, please.
Yeah.
Give her money.
Anyone?
She needs it.
I don't even care. But I have. It's all DIY, man. I've made a few music videos
Brilliant.
over the years, but it's mostly been me, myself, and again with.
And how did you make them? What equipment did you use?
Oh, a phone camera.
Really?
Yes, I believe.
Is that the one that it's like yourself and then like with trains or running around?
The
Is that the one you're talking about?
Let me think. Which one are you talking about?
I don't know. I was like, it was one of your old videos, and you're in it.
They're all weird.
They're all weird, yeah.
Trippy.
So they were all done yourself with the phone, and what editing software do you
Pretty
use?
much. Final Cut Pro.
Oh, really? So
Mhm.
you take it from the phone onto the computer?
Yep. And then I
Cool.
edited most of them myself.
Let's make history. Put me out of the misery. Let yourself be free. And we'll fly, 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 fly. But you're twisted and it hurts me so long. Sweet cry, 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 cry.
Like DIY videos, I thought they were all produced. Like,
Thank you so much.
good.
yeah.
Thank you so much. Trying to think back of the last releases I did. Oh yeah, that was the one for Midnight Raid.
Yeah.
That's a lot of them are. There's a lot of cars in my videos. Like
Yeah.
maybe that's where you get your.
I think that's what I thought.
Yeah. I can totally see why.
Cool.
I'll take snippets from films or clips online and mash them together with my face.
Excellent.
Pictures of me, and then so it's like I steal, man. It's
Yeah.
all DIY. You just have to be a bit creative and just also
Excellent.
copy.
Well, sure. That's how a lot of hip hop producers make songs. They take two different songs and mix them together to make their own song. That's actually just, once you mix two different things together, it becomes this third other thing that's yours.
Yeah, that's how
It's healthy.
Yeah.
That's I feel like that's what makes like artistry healthy.
and that's what they've always done and will always do. So why shouldn't we?
Like where you can't
That's
just write a
fantastic.
song about nothing, and you have to be inspired by something.
Yeah.
And even not even just write a song, it could be anything. Doing your makeup, getting dressed, doing your hair.
Got to be a reason
People
for
that
it.
you talk to.
Hmm.
It's crazy. Like who inspires you? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You
Brilliant.
take your inspiration from everywhere. You pick and mix and create your own new little
Yeah.
thing.
It's
So
like
what
a
inspires the
blender.
videos? Are you seeing any other videos that you're taking inspiration from,
Yeah.
or just random other stuff?
Yes, I have a big love for cinema
Yeah.
in general, especially horror cinema. Also, like I'm a big Tarantino fan, which is very obvious, I think, in a lot of my stuff, what I do.
Brilliant.
So I get inspired by cool films, crime, violence, horror, and cinema. Really, I like especially Tarantino, I would say.
Brilliant.
Occult films, things,
Have
witchcraft.
you ever specifically tried to pay tribute to any particular movie maker or genre or a specific film?
Yeah, I guess definitely with Midnight Raid, that video, because I took a lot of Tarantino's clips. I just call it an homage to Tarantino, right? I'm not stealing. No, it's fine. I'm just
It's an homage.
It's an homage.
Yeah, it's appreciation post.
Exactly, Tarantino appreciation. And
You're not going to go sticking feet in people's mouths or like whatever
That's
mad
it,
stuff
feet.
he's into.
Yeah, less feet in my music videos, I guess. But just the cars and violence and hot chicks.
Awesome. Brilliant. Love to see it.
Exactly. All the things that's what I do with my music, with my videos. It's like I create things that I would like to see or that I would like to listen to and be entertained by.
Brilliant.
I don't do anything that I think other people want to see. I just make things that I would like to watch and think that's a bit weird, but you know what? It's kind of entertaining. I'll just watch it till the end.
Interesting.
So and
Fun.
I've actually paid homage to not just Tarantino, but one of the videos has been like an homage to Dr. Strangelove, that film.
Cool.
Or I pay homage to like occult 70s hammer horror witchcraft films. Yeah, that was with Witch Mother. That was a bit sort of. Yeah, so that's definitely in there.
Like with this podcast, I've been trying to play homage to like Bill and Ted and Wayne's World and or stupid silly stuff. Awesome, yeah.
Watch that movie the other night.
It's great. It's a classic.
Brilliant. Well, Anja, that's so cool to hear and awesome to hear about it. Hayley, you're doing all your studio production at the minute. It's all up in Phil's.
It's all in Phil's at the minute.
Yeah. Any scope to take it anywhere else, or he's happy enough there? He has everything, doesn't he?
I'm gonna be honest, I can't quite remember because I know there were.
You just turn up and sing and hope he looks after it.
I'm not that bad. I'm not that singer most of the time. Sometimes, but no, like I know that we are doing like all the demoing and stuff on his. I think we are gonna maybe do everything there.
Cool.
But
he did all the Conjuring Fate stuff himself, didn't he? From his own Hornland studio.
And then he just had to get it all mastered and stuff.
Brilliant.
I think that's essentially what we're doing this time as well. So,
well, yeah,
like,
if you're able to do it yourself.
A couple of quid. Like, he's got great equipment there. He's got a great studio.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
I've worked there already loads of times. I'm comfortable there. Like, the way he has it set up is he's at the other side of the room, which is like the size of it. It's like a wee shed, but it's amazing. So he's only like a couple of meters away. The way he has the booth is like I'm facing the wall. There's a little wall beside me, and then if I just walk around that, then he's there.
Yeah.
So I just need to put my head out
Brilliant.
I was like, "Oh, is that all right?" I went, "No, I need to do that again." I didn't like that bit. And I'll like, so, because I remember I was watching one of these podcasts and one of yours.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how people would like put like the paper over the
Oh,
the,
yeah. It was
the
Jude from
window.
Acid Age. He was saying it was
Yeah.
Lemmy and all those boys would hide.
Yes,
hide
they all
behind their
hide because
instrument.
they don't want to be seen. And
Right.
I kind of get that. It's like,
yeah.
because like whenever I'm at home and I'm like going over this Gaga set that I've just put together, like I'm really, I don't want anybody to look at me or hear me until I
Till it's
feel
ready.
ready to be seen. You can hear me if you want, but like I don't want you to see anything until I know that it's okay for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of similar in the studio. Like I just need to get into my own zone. And I
Yeah.
also have to imagine that I'm actually performing whenever I'm doing a song. Like whenever I'm recording it, I need to be able to see.
And how are you putting your tracks together? Do you like just going start to finish? Are you punching in parts? Are you layering up bits? What ways?
yeah, like,
organizing it?
I usually go a full run through just straight from start to finish.
Yeah.
And then I'll work from there and I'll maybe break it down. Like if I feel like a certain part's a wee bit harder, I'll bang that out first and make sure I get it right. And then I'll get to the other parts. But like in terms of like writing it, like
'Cause, well, you guys used to
I
have a
just do it
lot of
there.
locked in harmonies and things with the style and
yeah,
stuff it is.
and
So
you don't really hear all of that at the gigs either because like there's a lot of
it's
like
a big wall of
like
noise.
I have some of the demos on my phone, like I could play them and there's about 3 different layers of my harmonies alone,
yeah.
plus the
And
melody,
then there.
plus them as well. Yeah, exactly. Because like
So does
Phil-
everyone else in the band do harmonies
well,
as well?
mainly like Phil does. It's because anytime I'm up to do any recording with Phil or writing anything, it's just me and Phil.
Mm-hmm.
But I know like Mick can sing, so he'll put some vocals on. He'll do some of the harmonies and backing vocals.
That's cool.
Bones does a lot of like Riley stuff, so he'll be able to do that for certain songs too, like Peace and Chaos. It's got like a really, really hard kind of riff and a nice hard hitting beat to it. Really like growly vocals, so he fits in really well with that too. Steve, I'm pretty sure Steve can sing, but I think he would just rather not. And
Yeah.
that's absolutely fine if he wants to. So
Not everyone has
if
to
he
do
wants
it.
to, I'm
4
really
out of
sorry
5
that
is
I
grand.
assume that. Sorry, Steve, but I feel like you're just a
Just
bit
calling
more,
you a shit singer.
he's a bit more Freddie Mercury than like singing. So I just
Fantastic.
like, yeah, but we all just kind of layer it up, and I feel like I'm really trying to push myself with backing vocals and
Yeah.
harmonies because it's not really something that I've done. I can do it, but I haven't really done it to the extent that I want to do it now.
Brilliant.
Like I want to go big.
Nice. Well, before you were in Alpha Sista, you mentioned earlier you were on The Voice Ireland.
No, I was on Ireland's Got Talent.
Aaron's Got Talent.
It
Sorry,
was like
yes.
the Irish version of Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah.
But like, I mean,
You did really well on
essentially the
it.
same
Like,
thing. Yeah, I
yeah.
did. I was actually really surprised that I got where I did. I got to the fucking live semi-finals. I heard on TV. I was like, what's going on? And like Louis Walsh was a judge, and Michelle Visage and Jason Byrne, Denise Van Outen, and
Nice.
at the semi-finals, I did Paradise City by Guns N' Roses, which I thought was class. We had a whole big production. I was first on.
Yeah.
Only because I had these big, massive fences. I had 4 big fences on wheels, like, like gates that would be outside for like where the RIP, the little seating area was.
Miss that place.
Those, we had 4 of those on stage on wheels, and they were really heavy. So I had to be on first so that they could get them on and then off the stage before any other acts were going on because it was just too small.
What was it like being on a show like that? That's got to be totally different from like playing a gig, here in Voodoo.
Were we? I was on X Factor with my mum.
Oh shit!
That was
Right,
a
okay.
whole debacle. Fucking Drama Llama.
X Factor, like this with Simon Cowell and all those pricks.
Yeah, like Sharon. I ended up like me and my mum got split up at boot camp. I got put forward on my own and put into the girls category.
Yeah.
Sharon was our mentor in the girls.
Mhm.
There's usually meant to be like 12 girls at the 6-chair challenge.
Yeah.
And then it gets dwindled down to 6, obviously, for judges' houses. There were 20 girls in the girls category for 6-chair
Okay,
challenge.
so
it
get rid
was
of about
intense.
3/4 of you.
I knew I didn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
I knew. And I was meant to be on second last. And then literally about half an hour before the show, I was put on like second or third.
Oh,
I
fuck.
went, oh, they're setting me up to fail here because
Yeah.
I told Nicole Scherzinger where to go and how to get there because she was like, I think you should be in a girl band. And I was like, I was just in a band. I'm a solo singer. And that's why I'm right here right now. And that's what's going to happen. So
They didn't like you anymore then?
yeah,
So,
I was
like-
like, all right, okay. Well, so when it suits you, but like
Yeah.
whenever I was in that group, you didn't like it, but now you want me to go and do a
Listen.
proper like girl band.
So when you were on that and like being on the other side, what's the side of it we don't see? You know, we watch it on the television. You see,
Days
like,
and
is
the-
is there how much of it's like staged? Or you know, like you said, you're
is it.
setting up the feel. It looks like sometimes they
you
are setting
being
people up to
set
feel.
up in ways that you don't even notice.
Like
You
someone
could
is
be
the token joke person, someone is the token sad person. Yeah.
Oh my god,
You must have been like the quirky alternative cool one.
big drama feature
Yeah.
before the live shows essentially because like
God's sake.
even whenever I got put out at Six Chair Challenge, Sharon was like really, really honest with me, and I appreciate that from her because she was like, "I don't want to give you false hope, but you've given a lot into the show, like you know, like you and your mom have done so much for the show, like you've made good TV essentially, and like
Mhm.
the filmers, like the cameramen and stuff were like, oh yeah, like you're gonna get a big feature on the show,
Brilliant.
and like we did, like we were a
Brilliant.
cliffhanger for an ad break, and I was like." What's going on? And it didn't really go that well when it aired. Like it happens one way and how you experience it,
Yeah.
and then how they actually edit that is a
Oh,
totally different
fuck,
thing. Like
yeah.
our audition is
They make you look
appalling.
like one thing or another. Like have you heard about, you know, the Come Down With Me, and when they get people on, they like
My friend's
show
on
all the
that
dirty,
tonight.
messy parts of their houses on purpose. And like,
Yeah,
they fuck
my
you with
friend is
you.
literally
Like,
on that. Like their show actually just aired tonight,
Yeah.
Kingfisher, and they were telling me about filming, and the
oh,
producers
yeah.
were
They
like,
try to make you look
"Oh,
as bad as
see
possible.
that doll there? Will you pretend to talk to that doll and pretend the doll's telling you stuff?" And I was like, "What's wrong?" with
See, if I was going to do Come Down With Me, I would just get an Airbnb and fill it full of weird shit. I wouldn't do it in my own fucking house, ever. Like,
100%.
yeah. Just put like a Batman suit in
For
the
sure.
closet and yeah.
Oh, and then you're made so much. I go, yeah, it's not your house. And you're like, I know it's the Airbnb. And you
Just
might
fill
guess,
it up.
not that wee apartment room in the Holy Lands.
Well, that's cool. So you did the X Factor, you did Aaron's Got Talent,
TV shows are a different ballgame.
TV shows.
It's
What's the difference between going on stage there where I'm going on the like you hear metal gig and voodoo? I'm guessing
It's a bigger production.
Yeah.
There's 6,000
far less cool people about.
6,000 people and 4 massive people in the industry, plus everybody on the sidelines. And like when I did Six Chair, I had this whole plan that I was going to come off the stage and walk across the judges' table.
Yep.
And just before I went on, like I rehearsed it and everything through my run through on the stage. And they were like, great. Just before I went on, they were like, are you sure you want to do that? I don't think you should do that. So I didn't do it. I'm fuming to this day. So they just get into your head in ways that you don't really notice.
Yeah.
And I was my biggest self-saboteur when I was there. And I don't know who she was. I really don't know who she was.
Yeah.
I know what she wanted to be, but I was just totally lost in the abyss of everything going around me. Like when they split us up, like we needed a minute and there's camera people in your face and you're like trying to go through something. And all you can see is like these bright lights and people with the boom mic. And they're like, tell us how you're feeling right now. Like, what's going on? Or like, my mom needed to go outside for a second. They were like, Debbie's storming off. Mom's storming off. Mom's storming off. I'm like, she's not storming off. Leave her alone.
They're trying to make it out to be more dramatic than it was.
She just needs to be she's
Oh, dear.
stressed. We're all riddled with ADHD, so it's a bit overwhelming.
Any funny stories from it? Was there any hilarious things or anything we shouldn't know?
Jenny Lemon. I don't know if any of you seen them on Drag Race, but they're like this most like eccentric drag artists, and they're so bizarre. And like during our great performance at Big Cup, we did You Spin Me Right Round My Dead or Alive.
Brilliant.
Please.
Oh, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was my fault that we did that, and I apologize to my mom because like she was like, we were gonna do like a Little Mix song with another group, and I was like, look at these cool weird people over there. Can we go into that group? And I ended up getting into a group that I probably shouldn't have been in, but it was great. It was great.
You need to have fun.
And Jenny was like rolling around the stage, like just being crazy. And it was just like the biggest shit show thing I've ever been a part of. But I can't help but laugh. I'm trying to think if there's anything like, wow, like Sharon is really lovely. I got to meet her. She's really, really sweet. Simon is nicer than he comes across. But then I feel like he's just a horrible, horrible person inside out. He's mastered the art of acting nice.
Oh, fuck.
And obviously I don't really trust anything that goes on in his world anyway.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know. Nothing really stands out to
Mental.
me that I can remember right now, because I think I've
people
actually
from that world. I heard it was a story from Rusty. He tells me things that I can't repeat on this show, but people from boy bands doing
Oh,
this.
yeah.
And that was like, oh, there's a whole load of hilarious
there was
shenanigans.
stuff going on. Like there was stuff going on, and like I can't discuss any of that because it's none of my business.
This is
But,
a respectable show. We can't talk
Like
about.
there were people on the show that year that I was there that are now actually engaged. Like literally within the last couple of days, like people from a group called Cut Calvins, they're engaged and they're lovely. That was something nice.
Brilliant.
I'm trying to think of, whenever I was there, I was seeing someone at the time when I was at boot camp, and there's this guy called Russell, and we hung out loads, and it was such a gag. And whenever I think we only hung out like 2 days, and people started like talking and whispering around boot camp. Someone came up to me and was like, I heard about you too. And I was like, what? I was like, what? And like, we'd only been.
You should have kept it going. That could have been like your re-angle on the TV
Well,
show.
sure, there ended up being a whole sex scandal in the Sun about it. And it's like the front, like the third, like I can't even remember what page it was, but like I was in it. It's a picture of me as Lady Gaga in fucking Maverick doing Shine Bright competition years and years ago. And this is so ironic. This is all like being brought up again. And it's like boot vamp or something like that.
Oh,
It's
fuck
like
that. The newspapers, they're assholes. They never have anything good to say about
between
anybody.
contestants. And I was like, and then you've got my partner was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, well, the Sun rang me the day before it got published. And they were like, so we have this story. Okay, it's really tasteful. And da 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 da. I was like, okay.
Bullshit.
Then I had to tell Russell because they didn't ring him to tell him. They were like, are you all right to let him know? And I was like, I don't really see why it's my job, but sure. So I let him know. He was absolutely devastated about it. He was so upset. And then I told my partner, and they were like, oh, it's fine, sure, no, nothing. Anyway, like, it's fine. And I was like, no. Because they told them about it when I was there. I was like, people are talking about us, and it's not true.
Right.
And then it came out, and they were just getting their backs up about it again. And then people were messaging me going, but you're with someone, and don't they know? And I was like, yeah, but like it's media. I can't do anything about it. So like I've had a wee sex scandal in the Sun, which is class.
That's awesome.
That's
the best kind of scandal to have, though. It is, though.
Even left if you
do you know what I mean? Like I suppose I left my mark like that. No?
Yeah. Nothing beats a scandal in the papers.
And then my mum got like really badly trolled online, and she still does to this day. And she's like still trying to deal with that because everyone was like, "Oh, your mum's jealous. She's selfish. Like she doesn't want anything for you."
See what these fucking newspaper idiots don't realize. Like,
big fat keyboard warrior. Like it's terrible. Upset my mummy. My mummy's done everything for me.
But that was it sounded fun anyway.
Yeah,
like, I'd love to do something like that. I want to go on X Factor. I've decided.
Absolutely, I'll trust.
I want to do metalcore X Factor.
Up again.
And do like fucking
famous last words. I'm telling you, I always wanted to be on X Factor from I was 12.
Do it.
Roll on like 8 years later, and there I was in front of Simon, Nicole, Sharon, and Louis, like nearly the original lineup. And I was traumatized. But the other thing I was going to say, when I did the semi-finals of Ireland's Got Talent, Louis Walsh turned around to me and was like, "You're like a female Adam Lambert." And like I literally like I started crying on TV. I was like, "This is the best thing anybody ever did to me." But like I did. I walked off stage. And I was like, I can't sing like Adam Lambert, but I appreciate the gesture because he's one of my favorite artists.
That's a really good comparison
he's one
to
of my
have.
artists, so I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
I've met him as well, and he is a bloody sweetheart. He's so sweet.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice. That's cool. Well, it's been cool to hear about how all your studio productions are going. What about has anyone made any cool upgrades recently to their equipment? Chelsea, what about yourself? What's the last piece of gear you got?
The first piece of gear I got.
Or the first?
Yeah. I don't really. I think I like what I like, and I'm not very adventurous with.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's your tone normally? What does the dial look like when you set up?
I don't like too much tone. I do like it quite, beefy, but our bass player also is like that, so I have to be mindful to kind of,
Yes, you all got to work off each other. If someone's rolling forward, you got to roll back.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm mindful of that. But yeah, I just have like I only have two pedals, but I have one pedal that I use mainly. It's an overdrive pedal.
Oh, cool. What overdrive do you use?
Some like Chinese knockoff.
Oh, they're the best.
Yeah.
The AliExpress number.
Yeah. Honestly, our friend had loads of guitar pedals they didn't need anymore, and I took them around to my house one day and tried them all out. I didn't know what was what. I just went off what the sound was, and I tried it and I really liked it. It's a Joyo Ultimate Drive, I think it's called.
Cool.
I looked it up earlier. It's £25 on Amazon, and I just love it.
And what way do you set it up then? So you guitar to what's your first pedal, overdrive first, or?
I have the Ultimate Drive, and then before that I have it's very similar to that. It's just the yellow SD1, Boss SD1 overdrive. But it's got a wee bit more tone, a bit more punch in it. So I would hit that to kind of boost the other one, but I don't use it too often because I just like the Ultimate Drive.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, so is it kind of like optional? Do you just, when you feel like you maybe want a bit more, do you hit it? Or do you have specific parts in your set? You've got it?
Yeah, there's one song that I just use the SD1. And then most of the time it's the Ultimate Drive, and then I might kick that in, like maybe like the chorus or something, to kind of...
So do you have one kind of tone for the whole set that you just kind of bring up and down?
Well,
or do you experiment with modulations and things?
I don't even know what it's called in your guitar. Pickups.
Your pickup selector.
Yeah. My pickup selector, I would flick that about and use it and move it
so
around
you
a lot.
have one turned up, one turned down, and make that your clean?
Yes, yeah, I would do that quite a lot. I like.
And it means you don't have to be near your switches either. You can just turn it up.
Yeah, because I find sometimes with the pedals, it's like a whole other instrument down there you're playing.
And if you're on a big stage and you're not beside it,
yeah, it's crazy. But I would play a lot on the neck pickup and some just kind of move whatever I'm feeling a lot throughout songs and stuff. But yeah, it's mad nowadays. Some touring bands with their pedal boards, they've like someone backstage that's clicking all the pedals.
Did you see the video of Pantera and Zakk Wylde has and that Pantera? He has a guy doing the whammy for him. Yeah. And it's not out of laziness, it's to do with the logistics of the stage. Wherever Zakk Wylde is, it's going to be not near anything like that. So
if I could do that for one of the guys in my band, I would. But like, I'm not going.
So that's really cool. When PXPX did a show in London there, the Underworld, and the band we were playing with, it's called Rob Zombie. Yes. The Rob Zombie tribute. They're actually playing in here in Voodoo, I think in November.
Yes.
And they had these 2 boxes that spat out like steam in different colors, and it was one of their jobs to activate it with a foot switch. And I was just thinking, who draws the short straw to do that? Because like I would totally fuck that up. Like, it's too much pressure. It sounds like it should be the sound the production desk job, the sound guy's job.
Blue stage hands on the side.
Yeah.
Is it not? Is it Ramstein?
Oh fuck, Rammstein, yeah. That's tough.
Apparently, like at their last show, like that tour that they're doing, and I had friends that were there, like right at the front.
Down in Dublin.
It was like a bloody tornado.
Yeah,
the ring going on.
I seen them once in the Free Arena, and you even when you're far away, you can feel the heat from that shit. They're all like licensed, and that. It's like doing 2 jobs at once. You got to play and you got to sing and you got to blast flames out of your face.
So try not to get like singed by the flame.
Yeah.
Class. That's brilliant. Nice one. So that's at your pedal setup. Anja, what about yourself? You've brought a pedal here to show us. It's your favorite one?
I have indeed. And yes, this is one I use all the time, the Boss Super Overdrive.
Nice.
I am currently though, and actually constantly trying to reconfigure my pedal setup. Still trying to find the perfect sound, the nastiest sound that I can.
Yeah. So you're constantly playing with it.
Yes, get it gritty. Yeah, so I'm currently working on that.
Awesome.
So I always use my Super Overdrive, and I used to always also use it in combination with one that's called a Black Rat, which is just oomph. It's sort of really basic distortion, just on everything.
Where'd you get that one? Is that who makes that?
I don't know, because that was all from my good friend and lead guitarist Beamer. He gave me that. When I started
like a custom
with the band,
item,
he was just like, "Do you want to use that, the Black Rat?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, cool, whatever." And it's been my favorite pedal ever since. But now it's coming back to constant technical difficulties that I experience on stage all the time. The Black Rat has a really, because it's old and it's small and cheap and tiny, but I love it. It's one of these things. But it has a terrible, the what do you call it? The input is really dodgy. It's like it's the last gig or the last few gigs. It's kept cutting out. I'm very
Not
chaotic.
really connecting in there
It's
anymore.
not, and then it goes. And I notice halfway through the song, like, wait a minute,
You're like,
that's
this is the noise it was supposed to be.
And then I kick it, right? I'm terrible, and I go, and then no wonder my shit fails on me because I treat it like trash. And I'm just terrible.
No.
I'm just a messy
But it's
person.
your trash. It's one of
It's
them.
fine.
But like,
It's like-
you're heavy-handed with your own stuff. You're like, oh, well, I paid for it anyway.
It's okay.
It's fine.
It don't break.
If
Sugar.
somebody else wrecks it, you're like,
How dare you?
But if you do,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, well.
You mean me myself? I go, come on, you stupid
It's
thing.
cool.
Look.
And then for any recent editions, what was
So-
your latest?
I will. I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna do, but again, my guitarist, because he has millions of pedals at
And
home.
who's your guitarist?
That's a lovely guy called Beamer,
Beamer. Charlotte.
Ben from England,
Lovely. Cool.
and he has
He's taking care of all that at the minute.
he is the tech man in the band, sort of.
Excellent.
He helps me out a lot with technical stuff, pedals, and he recommends things to me, and I go, yeah, just whatever's nasty.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I'm gonna add a couple pedals to our setup for the
Cool.
next few.
What is the breakdown of guitar duties in the band? Would he be more lead?
Yeah.
You
He's
more
the
rhythm,
lead.
or do you switch? Do you versatile it up? No.
Not really. No, I do mostly rhythm, the riffs,
Yeah.
and then he
do
does
the
all the
soloing and everything.
yeah, he does it. Wee, 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 wee. But that's it, the noodling. But I'm gonna get into this a bit myself now.
Yeah, start leading and
We're
yeah,
going to do a wee solo mid-song.
man. One day, one day.
That's it. You just start with a metronome, and just slow it down, try it, and then gradually start
Yeah.
speeding it
I
up.
want to work on this.
That's it.
Definitely use my
Mhm.
time for evil and to finally learn
Nice.
lead
Start
guitar.
you'll be like
Yes,
Kirk Hammett in no time.
that's it. That's my project for the future. Hopefully,
Excellent.
become a lead guitarist. Yeah,
Oh, well, then you can do it all.
I know. I
Yeah.
have to do it. I have to.
I'm holding you to it. You better.
Yeah,
I want to see it.
I'm gonna do that. Okay.
Hayley, what about you? Any recent additions to your setup? You started the ukulele.
Right. So I'm going
That's
to
your latest
I'm gonna be
instrument.
honest, I don't have in-ears yet. I have like wee shitty in-ears that I have, but I haven't got my receiver and all that jazz.
Oh, you
for
should
it yet.
definitely get in ears. Like,
Oh no, I know,
oh,
I know, and I'm in a
difference.
predicament with A.N.J.A at the minute, so I have really bad hearing. Like
mhm.
I have tinnitus, I have glue ear. The doctor said I'm starting to work in the reserve on my left ear. I'm like, this is not great. I'm 28 years old. I'm far too young to be like doing that with my
Mhm.
ears. So I've been trying to like be a bit more aware when I'm gigging, at least to have earplugs in.
Yeah.
But I can't have like fully closed over ears. I
Right,
need to
okay.
hear something
Well,
going on.
you can get
inside.
different kind of stoppers. See, the ones I have on right now, actually, they're not rubber. They're like foam.
right,
so they don't
yes.
Plug you up like
But
rubber,
no, I
but
need
they
to
kind of
put
expand like
cuts
foam,
on
and there's a bit of
them.
air goes through. You can get different ones and different like custom ones, and they come in like rubber, latex, foam.
The goal is just
Yeah,
to get
so
ones that are made to fit
Try
my
all the
ears
different
as well.
kinds then, and see what fits you and suits you the best.
Yeah, I know, because I've never ever sang with in-ears in before. I've
It's
never
brilliant.
ever used them
I'm-
before.
So I remember when I started doing it, and I was
It
like,
seems
"Holy shit! Why
terrifying.
haven't I been doing this the whole time?"
It seems terrifying. Like,
Do
but
you ever
I know
see
it-
sometimes when you're singing and you kind of struggle to hear yourself?
Yeah,
It's the opposite of
it's the
that.
opposite of that you hear too much.
You hear
of
too much,
yourself.
where you're like, you
So
turn
they're
it
like-
down a little bit.
they're
You've
like,
got your
"Oh,
own little
okay,
unit.
I don't actually have to sing it as hard as I usually
And
do.
especially for metal and screaming, where the precision is the whole
Yeah.
thing of it.
And you don't want to strain your voice too much because like
Mhm. Definitely
watch
get
the
in ears. I
movies.
would say to any singer, in ears, in ears, in ears.
yeah,
Get some.
yeah, because
And they're not that expensive. You can go on Thoman and get an entire kit for like less than £150. It's like really good.
I know I'm looking to spend like 500.
That's, well, obviously,
I want
yeah, the
something for,
higher
like,
your budget, the
longevity,
better you'll
and
get.
Also, like, I just know
But
when
as
I'm,
well-
like, I'm heavy-handed. I don't want to break.
They come in pieces. Your receiver, your sender, and your buds are
That's
three
the
different items.
microphone that goes with that wireless.
Well, it doesn't need to sync up like that.
No,
You're-
I know, but I want my own microphone.
Oh, I know.
I-
Get your own.
I'm
It's good, actually. I like turning up on my own mic. And
Do you know what I mean? I'm like,
It's
all
only me
well and
that.
good, Phil coming with all these microphones for me. Like you'll have a
Yeah.
wired one, a cordless one.
Have you got your eye on one at the moment?
Cordless one never fucking works.
Wireless is the only way to go, really.
People are just so, but like some places just don't want to play ball. Like some sound engineers
Oh, yeah.
just don't want to work with a wireless mic.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
And it's like they don't want to touch the reverb
That's
button
why
either.
I actually come up with a plan B for my wireless mic and my in-ears. I have a setup where I can bypass the sound guy and just plug my wireless mic into my in-ears. So if he doesn't want to touch it, he doesn't have to.
Yeah,
Mm.
see, I want that
Yeah.
as well. I want to have like my own wee mixer for my own things.
Uh-huh.
Like same way as the guys have all of their little wireless Bluetooth fucking things for their guitars, and they're running about being like,
Yeah.
they run about with this microphone with a big lead on it, and like I don't mind that because I enjoy it. It's cool. It's something for me to play with. I need something in my hands at all times. Like I need to be doing something. I
Mhm.
struggle to stay still on stage.
You
So like
shouldn't.
I know I literally like we were on tour last year and we did Edinburgh and I came upstairs and I flopped on the ground sweating being like
Yeah.
and then one of the guys like Brad from the Bullet Boys turned around and he was like try like moving around a little more or like what, and I was like fuck you Brad.
Mhm. That's cool. Yeah, you get the support the Bullet Boys.
Yeah, that
on
was
tour.
pretty great. That was great.
Awesome.
Like it wasn't the original lineup because there was like Ara Black and Brad Lang and Fred who also does like Kings of Thrash stuff too. But now Mark has got like the full OG Bullet Boys lineup back up again, which I think is really fascinating because they haven't played together in a long time. So I don't know what their crack is, but be
That is
interesting
cool.
to see what they do. Be interesting to see if they come back.
Yeah.
Because they went. I mean, it went okay. It went okay.
Yeah, it's always whenever they come and when bands visit Ireland, Belfast or Dublin, and the show does really well, it's usually a good indicator of if they're going to return. 'Cause
Yeah, I
if
mean,
they sold it out, they're going to want to do that
Belfast show
again.
was the best one, but like it was more for us because it was like us coming back from tour. It was St. Paddy's Day.
Brilliant.
It was class.
Nice.
We had a horrible time in Glasgow the day before, so it was really nice.
Oh no, what happened there?
Have you ever been to Audio in Glasgow?
No,
Oh, you don't want to, man.
no, fuck it.
Dude, it was literally the worst place I've ever been. And this is no hate on a venue. I've never talked shit about a venue in my life, but this place was mold. Like, it was like you walked in and you could
Jesus.
feel the damp. Not only could you smell it, you could feel it.
Although sometimes when you get a dirty, dingy venue, it
No,
can
like,
kind of add to
the
the.
men's toilet.
Oh no,
like,
it was worse than
black.
So it wasn't
mold
even character. It was
everywhere.
just dirt.
The place was freezing. So like all the guys had all their shit like mic'd up. None of the shit was like half of it wasn't even plugged in. The
Yeah.
sound guard, I'm gonna absolutely name and shame her. Chelsea, your shit. And I hope you see this because you fucking ruined our
Not
set.
our Chelsea.
No, sorry. No, this Chelsea is fucking great. Other Chelsea from Audio in Glasgow. I'm
Yeah,
so sorry,
fuck
but Carly,
you,
you were not
Chelsea
meant to
from
be
Audio
doing
in
that.
Glasgow.
You were not meant. Our front of house lights were not on. Right, our set was 30 minutes
Didn't
long.
even turn them on.
Do you know when the lights came on? 21 minutes into the show.
Like,
I
shit.
filmed
Yeah.
the whole set because it was a bigger stage. I was like, oh, this is great. I'm going to film the whole set, get a really good thing out of it.
She didn't even put the
Literally
lights
the
on.
worst set I've actually ever played in my personal career.
Mhm.
Everybody else in the band said the same. All the other guys were fucking fuming with the place. We were like, get out of here. Now I've done the set. Let's go. It was so
That's
bad.
mental.
Like Phil's mic wasn't on. Everyone's like shit was on. Mixed drums were mic'd up, but none of the
But not
mics were on.
And then I take it when Bullet Boys come on, all their shit worked flawlessly. They have it sorted
they
out
had
for
to
that.
blast it, like, and it was just so bad. It was so bad.
Oh dear.
It was painful from start to finish. Couldn't hear anything. Walked out of there, felt more deaf than I'd ever felt in my whole life,
Oh fuck.
and sick, molded. And then obviously the hostel there didn't help either.
What about the rest of you? Anja, you told us you had a big technical disaster when your Marshall broke. Chelsea, what about you? Any big major technical disasters on stage? Anything go drastically wrong?
There was one time, maybe about a year or so ago, we were doing a gig in the SU, and we only had like a wee half-hour support slot, and I realised when we started the fourth song of the set that I had forgot to turn my guitar amp on.
So you were just playing away. Did you not
Yeah.
realise, when you were hitting it, nothing was coming out? Like,
Some gigs,
was it just so loud that you
It's
didn't
like,
notice?
At that stage, I was kind of used to
4
not really
songs
hearing
in.
myself through the monitor, and I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, this is just how it is. You just wing it. You don't know how it's going.
Yeah.
And the fourth song, I realised with the fourth song, because I started it, it was me playing a few chords of my own to start, and I played it, and I was like, no, I really can't hear anything, and it's not like it's being masked by other instruments. And I went over to the
Yeah.
amp, and I put my ear up, and I was like, this is not
There's
on. So I
no
stopped.
knob.
Was it not like lit up? Did you not notice the light wasn't on? Or?
Well, I should have, shouldn't I? But I didn't. Went over to the amp, and I think it was Rab, our bass player, was like, Chelsea, to turn it on. But then at the same
That's
time,
brilliant.
I was like, why didn't know? Like,
And you
I
were
was-
oblivious to
I
it?
was totally oblivious. And then as soon as I turned it on, I was like, okay, that's grand. Now I can hear myself through the monitors. But yeah, I was just, now every time we gig, everyone's like, Chelsea, is your amp on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It checks all around.
It's a mistake you make once,
That's
one
it.
of those.
You have to make it once, maybe,
Yeah.
and then
Brilliant.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
that was my only real, not even a disaster, just, oh my God, what's wrong
Yeah.
with me?
Just one of those moments.
What was your favorite gig where everything went right then? Was there any notable ones where it just went flawlessly?
Everything went right. I think when we played Gaze Fest in August last year in the Oh-Yeah, that's one of the gigs I remember. I came off stage and I was like, oh my goodness, that just felt so good. We could all hear ourselves on stage really well, and I think that makes such a difference.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you can't hear things through your monitor, you come off stage and you're like, I don't really know what.
don't know what I did.
Like someone's just
Um,
running, they're like, oh, I fucked that up. You're like, I didn't notice.
This-
I'm like,
yeah.
I fucked that up. They're like, you sounded great to me. And you're
Yeah,
like, no.
Exactly, but we heard everything, and we had a good crowd, and it just came off and went. I didn't fuck up once. Like I didn't get anything wrong, you know. So that was a really nice one. Barely happened, but it felt really good. Feels good when it does. Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Mhm.
Anja, what about yourself? Any gigs where it just went flawlessly? Favorite gigs, technical or performance wise?
Yeah, we had a few that were actually just pretty
What was your favorite?
well, pretty good. The last few we played at Voodoo. Like every time we were playing at Voodoo, actually everything's went pretty well.
Well, it always does go well in here. We got the amazing production team. Who was doing your sound? Was it Andy or Bernard or do you remember?
What he's called, but the lovely man with the glasses.
Oh, okay, yes,
Yep.
Andy.
He's been
Yeah.
doing our sound for the last
Yeah, it's
few
brilliant.
times, and everything's been going really, really well. And
Yeah, shout out to Andy Coles, the guy that makes in here sound good like he is.
for keeping
Without
us-
him, would be.
No, literally.
Yeah. So I mean, nothing's ever perfect. No set we play is completely. We embrace the chaos. I mean, we
Awesome.
are chaotic, and we're not perfect. We make mistakes all the time, but it's how you deal with them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
You know?
It just shows what kind of like what it's like to be a musician at the
Yeah.
end of the day, because it's like all the things can go wrong and you just kind of still have to keep going. You just have
Yeah.
to make it work.
Make it work for you, and make
Yeah.
a joke or do something with it.
Yeah,
Like go
address it, be like,
Yeah.
right, this is
Yeah.
shit, but we're
Yeah.
just keep working with it
keep
anyway.
it memorable.
Make
One
a joke out of
time-
it, dance on it.
It just shows what kind of person you are as well. You're just willing
Definitely.
to push through it, because like if you,
That's-
You need that as a
you'll be more mad at
professional
yourself if you
musician.
don't like,
Yeah, you need
100%.
that. My again talking about Beamer, my lead guitarist. Last year we were playing at a warehouse gig. I mean, it was literally. It was one.
Where was this?
Ravenhill Road.
Where's doing warehouse gigs? Is in the Ravenhill
Yeah,
Road?
it
What
was a
the-
kind of a punk.
I used to live in the
punk
Ravenhill
rave.
Road. I never heard of a warehouse gig
It
happening there.
was, you know,
Ever?
half secret. Well, not really secret, but like secret location.
Is there fucking warehouse gigs happening on the Ravenhill Road? I lived there for like.
It's mad.
Oh, fuck
Yes,
you
we-
for not telling me
yeah.
about that.
So it was first half of the night was punk bands, second half was just raves and
Yeah.
stay up till 6 a.m. It was
Well,
great.
I had my own fun on the Ravenhill Road. I didn't need anyone else's. Fuck you guys.
That's okay.
They still
Well-
kind of do it, but like you just don't know where.
You just don't know when and where it'll happen. But
You gotta
anyway,
be told.
Fucking tell
but
me.
yeah, we
'cause
had the best but also most chaotic time because we were shit faced by the time we got on stage. We were Beamer doesn't remember anything off the set. I remember start and finish maybe. But the funniest thing was he thought we were finished and we were always in the moment jamming it out, and he took his guitar and literally went bomb.
Smashed it?
Nearly smashed it.
Wow.
And I was like,
What are you doing?
we have another song. And he was like, what?
Oh,
We have
shit.
another song. And I was drunk as shit, but I knew we had another song. And then he was like, oh. And I was like, do you know what? And I gave him my guitar. I was like, I'm just gonna say, what I always want to do, just sing.
Yeah.
And just gave him my guitar, hoping he wasn't gonna smash it, because that's my baby.
So he played.
yeah.
You just didn't play for that
Yeah,
song.
I
then?
just didn't play, and we made it work. But like, so you have to, be
Mhm.
chaotic, embrace the chaos, but overcome it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, make
I-
a show anyway.
There was one time in Delusional Silence that we played a gig in Dublin, and Will couldn't do it, and the other boys didn't want to, and I was like, all right, I tell you what, I play guitar then. And they were like, right, we'll do it if you play guitar.
I'll do it.
And I was like, whoa, this is my big chance. Play guitar. And what happened? First song, fucking string broke.
Uh-huh.
I just dump it down.
Yeah.
Nightmare. Like,
Yep.
yeah.
That's
it's
what
like,
happens when you let me play guitar.
like
That's what would happen if I play guitar.
Yeah.
I do think I would get
What about Hayley? Any gigs where everything just went right? No glitches, no faults. Everything went flawless.
fucking
And
lucky.
you walked off thinking that was great.
I'm the queen of accidents. Like, there's always something in my vicinity that just doesn't quite go right. Even if the
Oh,
gig
Jesus.
itself goes amazing. Like we did Mandela Hall with the Kiss.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That was
with,
at Halloween.
Marty
Marty McStravics.
McStravick.
Mhm.
Where's his name in my head? And I've known Marty for freaking years as well, so we've been annoyed. I forgot his name there. But we did
So
that
guess
back
why I'm
in
here.
October, and like that was probably one of my favorite gigs we've done.
That looked brilliant. Actually, you used the big production with the big screens and all. And
And I was like dressed up as like
That was
Freddy
class.
Krueger.
I seen that.
Call myself Sweaty Krueger because like it gets warm up there, and then. So like all that was fine. Like I had that whole glove and stuff, and I managed to figure out how to like hold the mic with it and like do everything I wanted to do. I had a hat, threw it off at the start,
Brilliant.
drama, and then one of my rings got stuck to my sweater. Now you can't tell it. I can tell, but you can't really tell in any of the videos. But I was like, "What is?" Like, no.
Yeah.
What's going on? And I tried to like pull it out, and I didn't really figure out what it was until
At least
after
you
the
didn't rip
gig.
the bloody skirt off.
It was just stuck, tangled up in the dress or in the sweater, so I just left it.
Bit of a logistical nightmare.
I am one. That's all the stuff that I wear, and the chains and the fishnets and wee niggly things.
That's cool though. You gotta have,
I have a
fun
whole
outfit and
thing. I have a
Yeah.
whole thing. It's the glitter as well.
glitter it up.
Glitter. But like, I think my main thing for my setup is just like the outfit, the appearance, and then I just like vocal warm up, rest, and then go out and just do my best.
Brilliant. Well, here we'll talk about all your early starts and inspirations. Any dream collaborations for now? Lady Gaga, obviously, for Hayley. Yeah. What about yourself, Chelsea? I mean, who are you looking up to at the minute that you would love to do something with?
Oh, it's all fantasy in my head
Yeah.
at this stage, but I fucking love Brody Daly.
From Distillers? Yeah, she's brilliant.
Oh my God, she's so cool. Love her stuff when the Distillers, love her stuff in Spinnerette. I think she's just such a good musician and songwriter. Her vocals are, oh my God, they're
Nice.
crazy.
Yeah.
They're crazy. She's so cool.
Very aggressive,
yeah.
assertive.
Yeah, I love her. I'd love to collaborate with her. But
That'd
then
be cool.
on the other end of the spectrum, I love Lana Del Rey with
Yeah.
my heart and soul.
You know, someone
love
the complete
everything.
opposite.
Yeah, I think her voice is incredible. Her songwriting is just, I think she's like one of the best songwriters of our generation. I think she's insane what she can do. I know they're very different, but I love both of them and just what they're capable of. I think they're so creative and they're doing their own thing. They're not trying to be like anyone or trying to, they're just, it's totally them. It's totally authentic. And I just think that's so cool.
Do you remember earlier on when we were saying about having like drawn from one song and another song and bringing it together?
Yeah.
That's literally what you've just described, like that your inspirations, and like that's so great.
Yeah.
Because I would be similar. Like I feel like everybody's like that. You have like almost like the generic one, and then the really like elaborate one. Like,
the weird one no one sees coming.
like I love Gaga, but then when I have this melodic death metal band that I absolutely love. They're Swedish, called Avatar.
Oh, Avatar, yeah, no, they're brilliant. I've seen them a couple of times, opening for events in Dublin and in Belfast.
And the device was meant to play, and Avatar stepped in last minute, and it was Five Finger Death Punch as well.
Yeah,
I was there.
Yeah, I was there as
That
well.
was my first time.
I was at every
ever
event.
hearing them, like ever hearing about them, and I have been in love with them ever since.
They're
Met
brilliant.
them, they're great guys. Like, so talented.
Avatar, yeah, they're brilliant. Nice one. That'd be a dream collab for you then. Nice.
He can sing as well, like, so that's always there.
Any other dream collaborations apart from Lady Gaga and Avatar? Anything in the middle end? It's two opposite ends.
I feel like now this is one that's like physically impossible, but like I would love to work with like Graham May.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not that physically impossible. He still is working, like.
But then, like,
yeah.
I mean, I've met him too.
You know what I mean?
But like, what I wish. I remember whenever I grew up and I discovered Queen, and then I found out that Freddie Mercury died 5 years before I was born. See, the minute I found that out, I think I was about 13. I cried so hard. I was like, no, I miss him. I miss one of the best things ever to happen to music.
No, shit.
You know, anyway, like, but yeah, I would love, if I could ever collaborate with Freddie Mercury, that would be a thing.
Awesome.
Graham May,
or Avatar,
next
or Brian
best
May.
thing, Avatar, literally. And
Brilliant.
I mean, yeah.
Anja, what about you? Who, at the minute, is about that you would love to collaborate with? Any dream
Yes.
collaborations?
I have one. Queens of the Stone Age.
Oh, brilliant.
Josh.
Sorry.
I know Brody Daly and him are not on the best terms. I'm a big fan of Brody too, but yeah, Josh, he's I would love to write with him.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could write something really groovy, twisted, evil,
Brilliant.
sexy. Yeah.
That would be cool. Well, if he's listening.
I'd love to do that. I mean, they're currently my
check
favorite
it.
band. I'm just like, yeah.
Brilliant.
Vibing with them at the minute.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
I
Awesome.
keep thinking of other
Awesome.
people I want to collaborate with, and I'm like, no, shut up.
Millions. Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, it's what about locally? Have you been paying attention to much of the local scene, either metal or rock or anything? Is there any local acts you might like to collaborate with, or anyone on your radar?
In honor of like International Women's Day, I don't know if any of you seen it, but Chatham played the Odyssey.
Yes,
That-
with Snow Patrol.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like
Brilliant.
I would love to like work with those girls because they're incredible.
Doing very
and
well.
They're very
Mhm.
much like what I love too, like real like female rebellion and just being like, fuck you. We're women, we're gonna do whatever.
There you go. Then it could be a charm song
Do you know what I
featuring
mean?
Hayley
You know what I mean?
one day. That would be cool.
I don't know them, but like of them, and
Oh, yeah.
I just think
Likewise.
they're
They
incredible.
sound brilliant.
I've
Mhm.
not actually seen them.
Fair
live.
Fox getting that Snow Patrol Odyssey slot, like that's
Do you know?
like a
and
dream
that is
gig.
what I love to see. Like I just love seeing like especially women getting out there
Yep.
and really doing it. Like that was a full female band playing in the SSE arena,
Mm-hmm.
supporting a male band, but we'll say nothing about that. But that's also like Guy Light Body is really, really helping.
He gives
support-
back a lot.
He
like,
is supporting
doesn't
our-
that run that whole OES center?
Yeah, he
like,
is literally
responsible for all
holding
that
our
shit.
industry
Yeah,
with
fair
his
for-
hands, and I couldn't be more grateful.
That's great. Like,
Do you know, he's
mhm.
giving the girls the opportunities that they deserve, and that's what I love to see. And like,
Brilliant.
again, bands like Charm I would love to work with. There's another one I can't remember at the top of my head who it is. I'll go back to you.
Come back to this.
Go back to you.
Anja, what about yourself? Any local bands you would like to collaborate with? Anyone gets your attention?
Actually, a band that got my attention last year was Gush.
Gosh, yeah. There you go.
You should so do it. This is your opportunity.
Yeah, there you go. He's a meeting right now. You can
Moment.
get a wee
Because
tour
when
or
I
song
heard
going.
them, I actually, so we went to the Deer's Head. You were playing. I had never seen you live before, and so we were walking up the stairs because maybe you were the first band on that night. Yeah, walking up the stairs, and my friends came on. Anja, there's a band on that is really like you'd really like their sound. They sound very much like you. You know,
Brilliant.
and I
That's the
came
best
up,
compliment you can
yeah, like all my friends were like, Anja, you need to go up see that first band. They're very you. Like, oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
So, and they were very correct about it. So I think Gush and Anja would
Absolutely.
similar.
That would be a cool collaboration.
Fair, yeah,
Really.
like the first time I saw you, I was like, "What's on upstairs?" You were here, and they were like, "Oh, she's called Anja. Like she's right up your street." And I went, "Right, let's go. I need to see this." And literally, it was like, "Fucking love her. She's class."
There you go. You're all fans of each other, and that was completely
You know,
unintentional. By
collaboration.
Let's all do it.
Oh my god, that would actually be so
Awesome. Chelsea, what about yourself?
Yeah.
Any local bands getting your attention at the minute? Any dream collaborations locally, apart from, mad aspirations?
Well, I was going to say Anya's.
Anja, there you go.
Everybody
was Awesome.
very
Similar reasons.
100%.
Brilliant.
But also at the minute, there's actually so many good local bands.
Yep. There is. The Belfast scene is amazing. Like, I know I'm more sort of embedded in the metal side, but I like to pay attention to a lot of it. I know in the rock and the punk and everything else, there's loads of cool stuff
There's
going on.
loads of stuff. I love Terrace. I think Hunter is.
Yeah, it was actually Terrace who recommended yourselves to me. Yeah, I hadn't heard of these before.
Yeah.
And Hunter had said, you got to check out Gush. You got to get Gush on. So,
she's so good. I
Mhm.
think she actually inspired me a lot when we first started playing gigs because I was really shy and nervous. And my first gig, Gush's first gig, was with Terrace.
Okay.
They were headlining, and I saw Hunter, and she's an animal.
yeah, she's got quite the aura
She
and
really
charismatic
does.
energy about her.
And
Yeah.
I just saw that and I was like, oh, this is an option. Like to
Oh, you can
and
fucking-
yeah. And I just saw her and I was like, right, I just got to go for it because she goes for it and it's so good. I love them. And also there's so many. There's actually a band at the minute called Vera.
Yes,
Okay,
I've
yeah.
seen them. They are
They're
amazing.
so good. I
She's
saw them
so
the
great.
first time in Mandela Hall last year.
Brilliant.
We were on the Levels lineup with them.
Oh, very good.
they were just, I think they very recently formed.
Yeah.
Like they sounded like they had been together for years.
Brilliant.
And their style is just like a mix of all different stuff, but her voice and her performance was like
She's so
next level.
Yeah.
And then obviously have to shout out Monday's Child as well for doing what they're doing, like that
Yeah.
whole 90s alt rock kind of.
Yeah, I checked out Monday's Child as well recently. Are they on your festival
Yes,
coming up? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Who else is on your festival? I just want to give us a wee rundown of everyone we can expect to see.
Yeah, so we've got Revolution,
Mm-hmm.
which is an all-girl rock band, like sort of like rock and roll classic
Awesome.
stuff. Sheila, two girls, kind of grungy, punky sort of thing.
Brilliant.
Rose Fatale, which is another like riot girl kind of punk band. The New Normal, which is more like hardcore punk.
Yeah.
I think. Who have we got on then? Got Anja.
Anja, of course. Yep.
And
Terrace.
as
Yeah.
well. Monday's Child. And then Susie Pagel.
Yeah.
And Cherem are headlining. And Gush. Oh my god.
Susie
Yeah.
Pagel, it's someone else I was speaking to actually. I
Pagel's
was
so good,
checking her out. She covers a Limp Bizkit song. She did break stuff, I think, recently. It was pretty
No
cool.
way.
Yeah, I think what she's doing is really cool.
Here she's
Yeah.
looking a drummer, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Should get
she
in
is.
there.
Should get in.
Your collaboration may come sooner than
That's
expected.
brilliant. So what inspired you to put this festival together?
I think I've been mulling it over in my head for a while. Just
Yeah?
like, you know, when I first got on the local scene, I just was like, I'm so inspired by women in music, always have been. And I just was like, anytime I saw like a woman on stage, especially in the local scene, I just thought it was so great. Like I just want to see
Yeah.
more of it. And sometimes I think lineups are lacking a lot of women. But then I also realised it's because there's obviously not as many women in bands in the local scene. Like there
That's
are
exactly
more
it.
male
Mhm.
bands, so I kind of get that to an extent.
But
So
then when you go on to like the singer scene,
Yes.
it's more, yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there's definitely like less women on the scene, but I just feel like I want more women on the music scene.
Brilliant.
And I feel like when I was younger, if I saw more women on stage, it would have inspired me to do what I do a lot
Excellent.
earlier.
Yeah.
So I kind of want this festival to really like inspire like the next generation, like people that age 14, 15, 16, and they see women on stage with guitars or drums or singing, whatever it is they're doing. And like, I just think it's for me, it was so inspiring. And I just think if somebody like some teenage girl can see that
Yeah.
and go, I'll pick up a guitar, I'll
Yeah.
pick up a mic. And then hopefully in years to come, we do see more women
Yeah.
in bands and then more women on lineups.
But not even little girls. Like my biggest inspiration for me personally was my mom. My mom was a country western singer and a wedding singer and club singer and did a studio musician work. She was a session singer. She was the backing singer and all the old Daniel O'Donnell and Hugh Duncan albums. She's like in the Irish country scene. And that's who taught me everything, almost how to do, not just how to play guitar, but how to conduct yourself, how to sing, how to use equipment, how to do things. And it was all my mom, actually. Yeah, which is
That's
cool.
nice,
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's so wholesome. Aw.
So I'm hoping
Awesome
this
to see.
festival inspires people and
I
any
think
and to if they're women and they want to get into the scene,
Yeah.
they can.
Do it.
There's nothing stopping you. Just go for it.
and
That's
the mum
brilliant.
is
And
nervous going
It's in the
into it
OES
either.
Centre.
Oh yes, Centre. Yeah.
And what date is that?
28th of June, Saturday.
28th of June.
The tickets are on sale now.
Now.
On
We'll put a link to it right here.
Girls with Guts and I were on Instagram, and you can get
Brilliant.
the tickets to your link in bio. Yeah.
Love it.
That is fantastic.
Yeah. Yes.
Brilliant. No, that's totally cool. None of you guys are in Medal of the Masses this year, no? No, have you ever entered before? Is it maybe not something suited to your genres?
In my last
so.
band, I think we were meant to do it. And then
Have you been paying any attention to it this year?
pulled out of it. And then I said, like, we're still in that agreement. We're not taking any more gigs this year until
Oh.
these fucking albums sorted.
But it's brilliant to do.
It's
I don't know.
good.
Oh, From Ruins? Yeah, he's in that. Brilliant. Is that who you're backing them for the winner?
Yeah.
From Ruins?
I mean, I'm supporting both, like, because anything I've heard, I'm like, yeah, it sounds great. But then also, we Dean, in, what is the band called? Oh, he's gonna kill me.
There's so many bands in at the minute. It's still quite open.
Funky band. I can't remember.
The heats aren't
I think
finished
they
yet,
won
so
their heat.
oh, very good.
Oh god, I'm brutal for remembering things.
Yeah. Anja, what about yourself? You been paying attention? You have any selects for the winners? Maybe.
I'm not so much on top of this year's
Mhm.
lineups and heats and whatnot. I've followed it last year and the year before more so, and I've been considering entering in the past because people have been telling me
Yeah.
I should.
You should.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was always
Well,
hesitant.
it is meant to be a metal
Yeah,
competition,
metal.
but I think if you're good, you're good.
Me,
You know,
that's mentally
it's going to
metal.
transcend
That's it.
whatever.
And we have metal influences at the end of the day. It's
And
like-
punk is also a form of metal.
Yeah,
you know.
It's all,
It's
has the
all
same-
relative.
Exactly, and we have so it wouldn't be completely out of place, I guess. But
Mhm.
I was hesitant. I was thinking, I will never win this anyway. What's
Yeah.
the point? But I know that's not how to.
But
how
here's the
it
thing,
should
right? If you don't win it, here's what could happen. You could very well do a heat, a semi-final, and a final to a sold-out show.
Yeah.
And
go.
okay, you're not going to win it, but you're going to do 3 sold-out shows and have the best crack and the best time and everything. Or you could be just sitting in your house those nights doing nothing.
There's nothing. Not playing.
Yeah, right.
Playing is what I love to do.
Because we didn't do Metal to the Masses, but last year we did the Battle of the Bands, the one in the pavilion.
Brilliant.
And we got through to the final of that, and see from that, like the amount of gigs that came to us after
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Because you said you're
You're
playing
making
to,
lots
like,
of new connections.
Yeah,
It's
you're
a
playing to so
big
many people
audience, yeah.
and you're getting a lot of exposure, and just the opportunities that came to us after that. Like it was definitely worthwhile. But in the Metal
Mhm.
to the Masses this year, I'm not following it too much, but I know a couple of good bands are on it. There's a band, I think Crude Vernacular.
Oh,
or-
I haven't heard of those guys.
They're the guys, and they wear the masks. They wear like the ski masks.
Oh, yeah.
They are,
Okay.
they are
Gotta love
so
masks.
good. They're kind of like
Vernacular?
gimmicky. Like they're totally gimmicky, but they are actually so good at what they do.
Brilliant.
Or
Brilliant.
Mr. Pink on it this year.
Not sure.
Not sure. They're really good. I
It's-
saw them in the Empire the other week, and
Oh, they're
your
brilliant.
guys'
I
vocals.
think they got to the final last year.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. They're
Mhm.
so good. Yeah.
Brilliant. And that just goes to show you don't have to be fucking brutal death metal to place highly in the competition.
Just
As long as you're good.
next year, maybe.
Next year, oh,
Really
yeah,
metal influence.
definitely. I'd like to see more women in the competition. Actually,
needs more women,
It
doesn't it?
does.
Definitely. Right, guys, we need to do
100%.
it. We need to get
I
in
think
there.
it's the new normaler in it. I hope they do well.
Arc
I don't know if
Dakota.
they've had- Arc-
Speaking
they
of
got through,
female-
didn't they,
yeah.
their first heat, which was nice to see. Yeah, they're the
Brilliant.
only two I can think of. Yeah.
That's cool. Well, guys, I think that almost about wraps us up. I just want to grab any final thoughts, like what's happening next for each of you. Any big things coming up and planned apart from Girls with Guts Festival, and you've got to follow up EP recording. What else is coming up then for Gush? Anything we can look forward to?
Our next gig is next month on the 10th of April in the Empire. We're
Brilliant.
supporting Virgins as
Nice.
part of Cord Blossom's Gift It shows they're putting on every month in there.
Brilliant.
Girls with Guts. We're playing Gaze Fest again.
Nice.
That was very recently announced. We're doing that again, which is very exciting. And hopefully, oh, I don't want to say, but maybe another headline before the end of the year.
Oh.
Don't know when yet, but I want it to happen, so we'll make that happen.
Excellent.
Yeah, so stay tuned.
That's brilliant. Good to hear. Great. Thank you so much. Anja, what about yourself? What's next for you? When's the next show? When's the next release? What's happening?
So good question. It's a bit of a mystery for all of us.
Yeah.
But we're very much looking forward to Girls with Guts Fest.
Brilliant.
In June, definitely. And we will have probably a couple of outings in
Is
the
that all
meantime.
ages or?
Yeah.
Oh, it's all ages. Right.
Yeah,
Okay. I
it's
might be able to
14,
bring
so we can't
14 plus. Oh, okay.
We can't wait for that to happen.
All ages.
We can't wait to recruit some new young cult members.
Brilliant.
On this
Yes.
occasion. And in the meantime, yeah, we'll have a couple of outings. Nothing set in stone, but if people keep an eye
Yeah.
out on our socials.
Yeah. Follow the Instagram. Follow
Anja
the
Music.
Facebook.
Yeah, Anja Music on Instagram. So
Brilliant.
keep an eye out or see me out in the town getting drunk on gin and
Causing trouble.
causing mayhem.
course.
There'll definitely be something happening between then and now. I don't know
Brilliant.
yet what it is. Hopefully we'll be playing more. Yeah. But
Awesome.
Definitely.
That's brilliant. And Hayley, what about yourselves? Do you have Mandela Hall coming up?
Yes, we've got that Mandela Hall
That's class.
Festival going on the 25th of May. I'm going to be showcasing my Lady Gaga tribute act, Gaga
Nice.
Cadabra,
When?
possibly in May as well. So
Oh.
it's all kind of
Any wares sorted out yet? or-
So far, I think it's just going to be in the Chester to start off with.
Oh, okay.
CJ was actually the one that was like,
I'll see hook
I
you
want
up.
to do these nights.
Brilliant.
I want to do a Gaga night. Do you want to do Gaga? And I was
Wow.
like,
Okay.
whew, that's a big ask, but fuck yeah, let's go.
Do it.
So like I've thrown my track together and stuff. I'm just working on that.
Oh, that's brilliant.
But yeah, I think that's all really that's going on right now. Laying low, staying out of trouble. Unfortunately, because it's not really my thing. I'm quite problematic and I miss it already. But it's worth it. Like cutting down drinking, going back to the gym. Like I'm actually trying to be good, and it's really weird to say that out loud in front of other people, especially whenever I'm in the place that causes the most carnage in my life.
Oh yeah. this place has seen its fair share of shenanigans.
It's my favorite. My favorite vortex to get sucked into whenever I'm having a time.
That green room upstairs has seen some shit.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Per wee room, like.
Yeah.
Feeling more sorry for the room than the people that's put in it.
Yep.
But yeah, no, just the gigs with the band, the Gaga thing, working on the album, and just laying low and working hard.
That's brilliant. Well, it's great to hear. Chelsea, Anja, and Hayley, thank you all so much for coming and guesting on our show. Yeah, no, this has been great. I'm hoping all our viewers will have enjoyed it as much as I have. It's brilliant to hear from you all. And I guess thank you again to Voodoo, our kind sponsor, for hosting us. And we will all see you again in the next one. This has been the Rig Rundown, episode 9. Thank you and goodbye.
Woo, bye.
Bye.
Awesome. Ladies, thank you so much.
Bye.